Just felt a little, didn't get into very many advantageous down and distances. Ended up in too many third and longs. There were penalties. We just have to be better. Have to score some points.
Browns dropped to 1-4 in his first NFL start. Rookie Dylan Gabriel, 19 of 30, 390 yards and 2 touchdowns. Elsewhere in the AFC North, Ravens lose at home to the Texans, 44-10. C.J. Stroud passed for 4 touchdowns for the Ravens, filling in for the injured Lamar Jackson. Cooper Rush got picked off 3 times. Meanwhile, in Cincinnati, homecoming for Lions running back David Montgomery had a great time back in the Queen City.
They go Wildcat. David Montgomery takes the direct snap. He's going to throw it to the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit Lions. Brock Wright. David Montgomery back in his hometown of Cincinnati with a touchdown pass.
Yeah, Courtesy Lions Radio. Detroit wins at 37-24. Montgomery also ran for a touchdown. Detroit wins its 4th straight. Baseball playoffs, American League Divisional round last night. Toronto beats the Yankees 13-7. Blue Jays leads that series 2 games to none. And the Mariners rally to beat Detroit 3-2. That series tied at 1 game apiece. You can now find 92.3 The Fan on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Get the best content from our shows each and every weekday. That's 92.3 The Fan on YouTube. Headline sports news every 20 minutes right here on 92.3 The Fan. From the University Hospital Sports Desk, I'm Jeff Thomas. Up next time, the Ken Carmen Show with Anthony Lima here on 92.3 The Fan.
All the Browns and NFL news you may have missed at work. The Afternoon Drive. Weekdays starting at 2. 92.3 The Fan. The Ken Carmen Show with Anthony Lima.
Thrash in motion on that side. From under center, play fake. On the run, throw, catch, touchdown Browns. Harold Bannon from Dylan Gabriel. And the Browns are on the board first here in London. Wentz handoff, Mason right up the middle and into the end zone for the Vikings touchdown. Minnesota takes the lead. Here's the snap. Over the middle. The Chief has a touchdown. Dylan Gabriel to David Njoku. And the Browns retake the lead. Wentz to throw to the sideline. And it is caught. It is a touchdown. Jordan Addison. Touchdown with 25 seconds to go. And the Vikings take a lead. The Browns have no timeouts. The Browns fall to 1-4. They blow a 4th quarter lead and they lose 21-17 to the Vikings in London.
This is Cleveland Sports Radio, 92.3 The Fan.
Audio courtesy of the UH Browns Radio Network. This might be as low as I get for this season.
Already?
Oh, yeah.
After just 5 games?
But I didn't say the maddest. I said the lowest. Might be the lowest. Because I don't know if there's no faith now, and there's very little hope, if any, for the future. I mean, yeah, there's like some good players, but when it comes like the most important position, it's like whatever. I watch on Saturdays, I watch on Sundays. I see the league, I see college football, and I'm going, well, we've certainly set ourselves up nicely for all this. So I used to be able to go, well, you know, they're good guys and they're trying to do it. And then I got, well, you run the ball twice and then you decide to throw the ball on 3rd and long and try to go long for Isaiah Bond. Okay. I would have tried to make it a little bit easier. If you were going to throw, then go ahead and throw the damn ball. But you decide to run twice. You take away two timeouts. It's, what is it, 3rd and 11 at that time? It's 3rd and 11. 3rd and 11 at that time. You got to play the odds and go, okay, what's our chances of throwing to Jerry Jeudy, who you might as well put boxing gloves on his hands. Maybe he'd have a better chance at it right now. Or Isaiah Bond, or a cavalcade of guys that really we shouldn't even be talking about. Because we don't know how to draft wide receivers. We don't know how to trade for them anymore. I think we're about 1 game away from a meltdown from Jerry Jeudy, considering the post game. We'll get that in later. So you decide on 3rd and 11 that you're going to throw it. Okay? See, I would agree with you because I was at a bar patio in Vermilion with a bunch of Browns fans who just wanted to get a first down and get rolling and hopefully put this game away. See, I'm a fan, though. And if I'm watching critically, well, now we're in a timeout. We're in a timeout mode here. We're just trying to take away timeouts. So now, because I failed on 1st and 2nd down, now my game plan has to change on 3rd down. And he decided to throw. And it was an incomplete errant pass. And then what happened happened.
I don't even know what the pass was. What was the...
Who knows,
Anthony? You said errant pass. You know, the thing is, like, you see so many times in football, like all these teams they do so much work like in the red zone, so that's why you'll see guys flash with certain little rubs down by the goal line. And yesterday, I'm watching all these other games. Basically, every team in the league thinks that if they, for a third or fourth and 3 or 4, like they all think they have a pet play that will work 90% of the time, as long as just something stupid doesn't happen.
We got dialed up for 3rd and 11.
But that's the problem. They had their 2 worst runs of the game were on 1st and 2nd down. So it puts you in that horrible, horrible spot. What play do you have for 3rd and 11 that you're that confident? What could it possibly be?
With Dylan Gabriel, with a rookie,
With Jerry Jeudy, and who's your other wide receiver? Isaiah Bond?
Yeah.
Is he still celebrating while you guys are trying to get lined up? Is he still trying to show everybody that he got a first down?
The play is, and why I'm trying. See, now I'm getting mad. I'm not mad at you.
That was weird.
I'm not mad at you. You're taking me there already. I've been back for 5 minutes. You're taking me to where you want me to go. I know what you're doing here. Because it's about to happen. Because in no way does that make sense. Because if you're throwing for the first down on 3rd and 11 to try to really get it to him, well, that's a big boy throw that you have to make. Do you have that much confidence in Dylan Gabriel? What would tell you have that much confidence in Dylan Gabriel? No offense to him.
Not the play calling for 3 hours.
So
that didn't show me any confidence.
So you were conservative for 3 hours up until then, and now we're going to let her rip. Well, because you're desperate. That's what it was. It's desperation. And in no way have you ever shown in your entire career that you're desperate. So it's nonsensical. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't compute with what you've done earlier in the game. And frankly, it doesn't compute with what you've done earlier in your career. I'm talking about Kevin here, obviously. I hope everybody's clear on this. So now it's where I don't have, because think about how this game played out. Your offensive line situation, you have KT Levinson and Cam Robinson who can't go out there without committing a penalty. They can't get lined up right.
I think
they can't go out there without committing a penalty.
I think their strategy before the game was we were going to hold on every play, every running play, and dare them to call it. And a lot of the day they didn't.
Maybe it would have worked.
The 4 times they did.
So, because Quinshon Judkins should have had 220 yards on the ground instead of. We finally got a. Yeah. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, there is a moral victory to this. We finally got a running back over 100 yards in the game.
Huge.
We finally,
been way more.
Ghost of Nick Chubb no longer exists now for this offense. We can't get over 20 points. That's just asking too much. It's against the law. But I'm telling you, we finally got a guy over 100 yards. He should have been over 200 yards, but you see, we can't block without holding because we have 2 left tackles that aren't very good. They even add up to a third of a left tackle, and the guy that they're replacing was moved over from right tackle because you drafted a guy number 10 overall who can't play the position and frankly didn't even want to play the position. And whose fault is that? See, there's a cause and effect to everything. I can't just say it's a bad Sunday. There's a cause and effect to all this. There's something that leads in years ago to bring you to this moment in London on a Sunday morning. See, that's why I'm getting upset. That's why I'm getting, frankly, very agitated about this. So I can't trust that guy who's, I know the rookie class looks great, too little, too late in so many words. Okay, fine. And then my play caller, my head coach, the 2-time coach of the year, 3rd and 11. I would trust Josh Allen on 3rd and 11. I would trust Patrick. Go down the list. Go down the list of QBs until you get to Dylan Gabriel. Go down the list. I would trust him maybe more than any other quarterback on the Browns. You know what? I might bring in Joe Flacco to complete that pass.
Even the fans of those teams are not assuming they're making 3rd and 11. 3rd and 11 is not a we're going to get this.
Exactly.
So when the Browns dropped him back, I was like, what are they lining up to try to draw him off sides? When they actually started running the play, I said, well, this has almost a 0.01% chance of working. How was this what they dialed up?
It's absolute madness.
Like, that's the stuff stupid teams do.
So they would have had one timeout. Yes.
And we have
it's stupid.
We have said 1,000 things
it's not smart.
About, when the Browns have had this roller coaster with Stefanski, the up, then the down, then the up, then the up, the down. Okay, we've had this roller coaster. We've never, I know fans always want to call the coaching stupid, whatever. Me and you have never called what they've done stupid.
No.
Because there's always been a method to their madness. That was just stupid. right? Like, can't we all agree?
What was did he explain it in the post game? Was there a method to the madness? Was there any explanation other than, well, we had to get the first down and we believed in Dillon to throw it?
I was hoping he said maybe they didn't get the signal in. It's a rookie quarterback. Maybe he accidentally changed the play at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Stefanski 07. I'm sorry there, on. I didn't mean to put you in a bad spot. Well, here's Big Kev on the matter.
Yeah, I mean, you factor all those things in on all downs. You consider what to do there, but ultimately we expect. Listen, we got to come through. Bottom line, in that down and distance, or in that situation, those sets of sticks, and we did not.
But the 3rd and 11, no, you don't have to come up with that because you're probably not getting that. Like, that's just that the odds of that are just so small.
Play it again.
Nobody thought you'd ever get that.
Can I hear it again? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you factor all those things in on all downs. You consider what to do there, but ultimately we expect. Listen, we got to come through. Bottom line, in that down and distance, or in that situation, those sets of sticks, and we did not.
That's Pat.
I kind of heard that. I kind of heard that multiple times
Pat.
yesterday.
That's just Pat.
Yeah, another one where he talked about running it or throwing it. I mean, it was a straight callback to the Shermer years.
One hand, and you know how I love to say this term, one hand washes the other. I could sit there and go, well, he doesn't have the players. Well, if you don't have the players, you better find the game plan that's going to do it. And 3rd and 11 with Dillon Gabriel ain't going to do it. So
it's also been,
I can't defend you, brother.
Part of it is, Kenny,
ain't going to happen.
I thought about that like a couple of weeks ago. I'm saying, well, their offensive line is in shambles. Their quarterback situation was bleak. They got a 40-year-old or an overdrafted 3rd rounder who we have some questions about. We'll get to Dillon Gabriel. I mean, there are a lot of thoughts. Whatever. All right.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I know. I'll give you more than that.
Yeah.
I'll give you more than that.
I just say that because I didn't expect that from you. So I kind of can't wait to get to that conversation.
I can give it to you right now.
No. I want to wait.
I got KT Levinson, who I always want. I keep getting the name wrong because I want to call him every other name because I've never heard of this person. It feels like a creative player.
But so I was saying that not only did you have the 40-year-old quarterback for this week, you had the offensive line, you had maybe the worst wide receiver room, in the NFL. You had all those things kind of working against Stefanski. And then, this week I'm like, they have had 6 years for your head coach to probably have some say over personnel. Whenever you're a head coach, and they do say they're thought partners on everything. So, I mean, at some point, you gotta blame everybody.
Remember, that's their word, not ours.
Yeah, you got to blame everybody, including the coach, for the guys that are out there. Because obviously, Kevin Stefanski, it's not, if he had a problem with them, making a significant investment in Jerry Jeudy and having him be the wide receiver, I'm assuming at some level Stefanski signed off on it. And all these guys and everybody kind of in the lead up to after the draft, but the lead up to camp and everything, they're like, yeah, Stefanski really wanted Dillon Gabriel. All right, well, you really wanted Dillon Gabriel, but you're not going to allow him to throw the ball further than 15 yards down the field.
If you're going to be ultra conservative,
I obviously don't think he's that good.
Then you go down and be ultra conservative. You don't just sit there and do throw it, whip it around on 3rd and 11. Because now, again, you're in a timeout. You're in a timeout mode. You're just trying to take away the timeouts from the other team. Because instead of one, they would have had with the 2-minute warning. Well, you gave them 2, and it didn't matter. I mean, they went down the field on you. I guess we could try to blame the defense. I think that would be a fat thing to do. But fine, if you want to try to do that to make yourself feel better, you go right on ahead. But there's really nothing that makes us feel better. There's really nothing. There's some good. Every team has good players. Every team has some good players. The Dolphins have some good players. I guarantee you the Jets have some good young players that some of the Jets fans are excited about. I guarantee you. Every football team has a couple of good young players on their team. It's the NFL. They all have a few. We had a Hall of Famer play for our football team for 10 straight years, and he had 20 quarterbacks because, boy, they can't stop talking about the 20 quarterbacks that he had to protect. He was a Hall of Famer. He was a really good player during a terrible, terrible, terrible time in Browns history. And here we are again in a terrible time in Browns history. Meanwhile, I want to show everybody what it is right now. I got people on the line who just want to talk about their game in London experience. That's where the fans are at right now. 1-4. There is no faith. There's no excitement. And they just want to talk about vacation. That's where we're at. That's where we're at. So all of you guys who sit there and say that you guys just hope that the Guardians don't do well so you guys can sit there and talk football, I'd much rather talk about games that matter than how somebody did on their vacation. I'd much rather talk about that. No offense to the people who went, but my God in heaven. That's where we're at. That's where we're at on this. So good. Congratulations. In the hell we've created here, that's what we have. Where I can't even... what do you want me to really say about Dylan Gabriel over the next 3.5 hours? Well, he was composed. Great. You know how he conducted himself? He conducted himself how a career backup should conduct himself, where you just hope that you're able to hold down the fort until the regular starter comes back. The problem is, we don't have a regular starter that comes back. Well, we do, but nobody wants to see him. So nobody wants that to happen. So here we have to hope that Dylan Gabriel, a guy who is certainly limited, a guy who's smart enough to probably be a coach in the NFL someday, has to go out there and conduct an offense, and we just little bit. And we have to hope that Quinshon Judkins is able to carry us into the end zone, and we don't have a holding call on it. Because we got two guys there who are, again, replacing another guy who had to replace another guy who just didn't want to play the game. Didn't want to do it. God bless them. And who picked them? So if they're thought partners, then they're all in this together. They're all in this together, and there's blame on everybody, including Kevin. I cannot stick my head in the sand any longer on it. 3rd and 11. It was right there, crystallized for everybody. 3rd and 11, you did a freak-out move. That's what people do when they play Madden. With a quarterback that I could go, good God, good in your head as you go out to the car this morning. Think of the QBs you would honestly pick before Dylan Gabriel to complete 3rd and 11, that you have to get the first down so you can get the extra timeout and then get it to the 2-minute warning and start the process all over again.
Unfortunately, do I have to say Carson Wentz is one of those guys?
There was a time.
Yeah, it was yesterday. It was an 80-yard drive. It was yesterday. That was the time against the dominant defense. It was yesterday.
Had 3 offensive linemen down. Minnesota did. Ugh. And, you held them to 14 until the last drive. You held them to 14. And then there's always, the problem is with former number 1 overall picks, there's number 2 overall pick? Yeah. There's always still a little bit magic in there somewhere. And damn it, he found it. And here we are. So it was up to your defense to bail out the team again. And it was also to the defense to bail out the head coach. See, that I think is what might be going through the heads of some of these guys on defense. That's why when people say, well, don't even worry about this year. You wait until next year. I wonder what the guys on defense were thinking on their way back. Not only you got to bail out the offense. All right, we're used to that. Now I got to bail out the head coach for a decision he made. Now I got to bail him out. There's only so many times you bail somebody out of a bad situation before you finally go, what the hell? We do it in life. There's been plenty of time. Everybody has an idiot son who you go, you know what, Billy, enough's enough. I can't keep bailing you out of these problems. And here we are. Other than that, did you have a good time? Good. Lima Likes coming up at 6:40.
There's one thing that was amazing about yesterday.
All right, we'll get to that next. Is that next?
Whenever.
As well. Yeah. Okay. Ken Carman, Anthony Lima, live on the Fan.
92.3.
love from the Lake area is now next to T3 Performance in Avon. We're your new game day headquarters with a full bar and daily specials. Cameo at the Field House. Let's go!
Listen to 92.3 The Fan on the Odyssey, iHeartRadio, and TuneIn app.
Yeah, I mean, you factor all those things in on all downs. You consider what to do there, but ultimately we expect. Listen, we got to come through bottom line in that down and distance or in that situation, those sets of sticks, and we did not.
Well, here you could run it or you could throw it, right?
That's where we're at.
I thought we had buried that clip once and for all.
No.
That was the most played clip on any radio station in America for the better part of 3 years.
You are not allowed to forget history. You are not allowed to bury it.
It was played more than Howard Dean.
You must remember it.
It was played more than practice. It was played more than let him off the hook.
Yeah, but this one's actually good.
We didn't 2 down 14. Why punt in that situation?
I felt like it was the right thing to do.
I'm thinking about getting a buzzard out, but I don't want to get sued.
Oh, it's copyright.
Because it's starting to sound like him. Oh, now he does sound like him. There's no start, and now he does. When you don't have an explanation for what you do, you say things that just try to get you through the answer. And that's what he did, because there's no explanation for it.
Yeah, I got a text from somebody that covers the team that was there in London. Process of elimination. Somebody texted me and said they should just go ahead and skip the press conferences from here on out and just let them get on the plane. Since we're not exactly getting anything out of these.
I mean, we can't even have a rubber match over in London against the Vikings. They win the series 2-1. 2-0. Yeah. They win it. You can't have a third.
I don't know if America wants a third.
I don't know if London wants a third.
Oh, come on. They should be happy to have the football.
Oh, they'll have football. They're going to have football there.
Yeah,
do they want to see two teams not score points for a whole game until the end when the Vikings?
Buddy, I've been doing it for 38 years, and they can start their way on it. Yeah, they can go ahead and do it.
Well, buddy, I've been doing it for more than those
you're
years.
A Chiefs fan. You've seen plenty of teams put up some points. I don't want to hear that.
Would you like to talk about our 2000s? Would you like to talk about the coach right before Andy Reid?
No, I don't.
And what happened in the parking lot?
I don't want to talk about that one. No, we're going to move on from that one. All right, Alvis. Speaking of coaches, Alvis in Cleveland. Hello.
Hey, hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you, Alvis. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. I think, Kevin Stefanski need to go. I'm just, I never pray for nobody to lose their job, but enough is enough, man. I mean, because he was a bad management with that clock yesterday. I don't know why he didn't take the 10-second runoff. Why he didn't put pressure on the other team to hurry up, to snap the ball, to spike it, or whatever. As far as Dylan Gabriel, he played a little conservative game. I guess, he got to play what the coach want him to. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to say he's not the answer because I don't know. But this offense, the offense needs to change. Jerry Jeudy, I don't know why he keeps dropping these balls. These balls are coming in his hand. Like this whole offense is just stagnant. It's boring. You know what I'm saying? And then you can tell that the players are starting to lose confidence. Kevin Stefanski is about to lose his locker room. And once he loses his locker room, if he's not about to lose it real soon, but once he loses his locker room, it's going to get tight for him. Thanks for my call.
It's such a long, Alvis, thank you for the call. It's such a long flight back, and there's just so much to think about because now you're 1-4. The season's lost. Or are we saying the same thing about the Ravens, by the way? Is their season lost at 1-4?
I don't think so. But,
okay, then well,
but because I have faith in the players that are injured, if they actually come back and play, and I look at their schedule, like no, I know America is probably out on the Ravens just because it's been so bad. They've been in national television almost every game. But
I thought you were going to say yes, and I go, well, it's damn sure over for us then.
Yeah. Well, but that's the difference. I don't have we have some exciting rookies, but those rookies aren't going to carry you, to some big second half run.
They aren't an MVP quarterback that can change things in a division that still seems wide open.
So it's damn sure over for us. So you fly back, and again, I just think about what does Myles Garrett think? And I mean, hey, you took your paycheck, you know what comes with it, fine. But you got a lot of guys on that defense that are good. You got young guys on that defense that are good, and it's going to be harder and harder because it's one thing to sit there and have to bail out guys on offense. But I look at 3rd and 11, I go, good God almighty, why do you do something like that after what you did on 1st and 2nd down? Why do you try to do something like that after what you did the entire game? Why? I want an answer. I didn't get a good one. Well, you got to come up with that. No kidding. No kidding, you got to come up with that. And I want to say something else, but I can't. I'll get dumped. No kidding, you got to come up with it.
So I didn't have as big of an issue with the usage of timeouts. I know everybody on the post-game shows, everybody was very critical of his usage of timeouts yesterday. I actually understood the thought, because he's not thinking in a million years that Carson Wentz is going to go 80 full yards in a total masterclass.
He doesn't know his own football team.
Like
that's even a bigger problem.
Well, you don't think he should have trusted his defense at all?
I'm willing to bet the majority. The defense is a really good defense, but I'm willing to bet the majority of Browns fans at that time, when they punted the ball, go, oh boy, here we go. Man, I think a lot of people felt that way.
I did not think Carson Wentz was going to do that.
I did. I swear to God, yes. And the people I ended up, because we had to go to the Woolly Bear yesterday, so I listened to part of the game to watch it back yesterday, and I got to see the final 6 minutes. Unpaid testimonial, the Route 6 pub. They had a patio out there, right? And I'm walking with Axel and and his buddy. I'm walking with Axel and Gavin, and I go, we got to stay right here. There's 5 minutes left to go in this game.
Yeah.
I got enough time to make the parade. I'm looking up here. We're just a block over. We'll be able to see the end of this. And I'm telling you right now, every Browns fan in that bar thought that they were going to go down and score. Every single person. I had boots on the ground in Vermilion, Ohio with real Browns fans, folks, and they were cheering and excited, and they threw the pass on 3rd and 11. A lot of people said, what the bleep are you doing? And then when they went to punt it away, it was basically, oh, here we go. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah, maybe that's the difference. Is like I feel like I've been fully invested in watching Carson Wentz for the better part of 8 years now.
Yeah.
And maybe those were more casual fans, or like more Browns first and nobody else fans. Because I didn't think Carson Wentz at this stage of his career had that in him.
Yeah, we used to fight. So there's an interest in that.
I thought Myles Garrett would get home once, or I thought Denzel Ward would make a play.
They did. You think about what they did. They got turnovers yesterday. They got sacks in the second half yesterday. They did what they were supposed to do. So I'm not trying to don't get this mixed up or anything. And I know you're not. I just want to make sure everybody's abundantly clear. It ain't about me trying to put anything on the defense. It's like, how much more do you have to ask of them? You did not take care of your team. You didn't manage it. That's my issue. That's my whole issue with Kevin. You can call anything you want to about the plays and whatever was called earlier in the game, or how it's not a fun offense, or I don't think they necessarily have the horses to have a fun offense, but whatever. So you have this team that doesn't have that great of an offense. All right, I knew that going in. But you didn't do anything to take care of your entire team. You didn't manage the game. 3rd and 11 and going for it like that, that's an offensive coordinator trying to amass yards, trying to get it for us. Or if you are trying to manage the game, then that's a desperate move. What you were failing to do on 1st and 2nd down, which was to get positive yardage on 1st and 2nd down, because they knew you were going to run. And so when you decided to do that, then you freaked out and you threw it. So you could have taken away one more timeout that would have just put a little bit more pressure on what they were doing. Or you could have ran it down even more if they weren't going to take that timeout. And you could have done that. That's very possible as well. Either way, you cost yourself, because there's 25 seconds left to go when they score the touchdown, right? Was it 25? There's 25 seconds. Now, it's not lost on me that the management would have been differently from Kevin O'Connell.
Yeah.
He would have managed it differently had he had less time. I understand that completely. But it would have been nice to put more pressure on Carson Wentz, a guy who you have no faith in. See, that's why I can't let him out of it. I can't let him out of it today. I'm sorry. The loss is on Kevin. Dylan Gabriel did as good as what a career backup's going to do. No offense to him. Hope I'm wrong. Fine young man. He did as well as what a career backup you're going to hope he's going to be able to do. Your offensive line, they somehow were missing 3/5 of their offensive line, and they kind of had us in trouble there at the beginning of that football game.
Did.
But you're still up 17-14. You had that chance. You did not protect to do the best interest of your football team and manage the game the way you're supposed to be known to manage the game. No, it's on you. It's on Kevin. And in this situation, you can't have it because there has been very many convenient excuses for us pro-Kevin guys over these last years where, well, this player was picked by Andrew or that player was picked by the ownership or whatever you want to say. No. This is on him. This is on him. And for the Kevin's truthers out there, I'm sure it's music to your ears. I'm sure you've been like, where have you been the last umpteen years? Okay, fine. There's been games I've put on him before, but this one, yeah, this is abundantly crystal clear right there. Your decisions before dictated that you do not make that decision there. It's nonsensical because even after you say it like you had no faith in Carson Wentz, that's great. I would have given him less time. I would have put more pressure on him in that sense. To, hey, go down and lead it against this defense.
Well,
go down.
Well, yeah, they just would have ran the ball on third down. How many less seconds?
Instead, you start the drive with
There's
3
more
minutes.
urgency then.
Over 3 minutes and 2 timeouts? Good God, you might as well put 15 back up on the clock. 216-474-0092. There was zero pressure because you freaked out and you tried to have a quarterback who you did not ask to do this the entire game complete a tough pass that you would only give right now in the NFL. The quarterback plays so damn bad. Maybe 5 guys who you would be able to say, that guy'd be able to complete that. That guy'd be able to get us a first down on 3rd and 11 after we ran and burned them on 2 timeouts. There's a handful of guys, and that's it. And Dylan Gabriel ain't that handful. You got something for Lima Likes?
Oh, I have plenty. I got to say, yesterday might have been the best turn of events in the history of me and watching the Browns.
Oh, I'll be dipped. Ken Carman, Anthony Lima. Take us with you to work on the absolutely positively free Odyssey app.
Anthony Lima,
Check Eye for 92.3 The Fan.
This is brought to you by Home Genius Exteriors. Home Genius Exteriors. Roofing, siding, windows done right.
Lock in amazing fall deals for your new roof with Home Genius Exteriors. Get 50% off materials plus 0% APR and free attic insulation. Call Home Genius Exteriors at 855, the letter U, the letter R, Genius. See website for details.
Whenever you need to talk about the Browns, we got you covered. We are Sports Radio 92.3 The Fan.
Does Lima like? Or does Lima no like? Like?
Tell me likey. I'm liking it. I like it a lot.
No like.
He doesn't like you. I don't like you either.
You're tacky and I hate you.
Like or no like. No like.
But I definitely knew what I liked, and I definitely knew what I didn't like.
All right, so I will attempt to start out with a high... No, I can't start on a high note after that. It's a downer.
No like.
Jerry Jeudy, I know Kenny briefly mentioned him earlier in the game. I cannot believe how bad that Jerry Jeudy has been. Like, now you're getting a worse version than even the Denver people warned us about. This is unbelievable. Like, if you're only going to get a couple of opportunities a game, which I'm sure he's not thrilled about, but, welcome to life in the NFL when you've got this quarterback situation. He is on pace. We did the math before the show, and this actually surprised Owen because it was so high. He's on pace for 669 yards this year. And that's if he plays all 17, but Owen was like, 669? Like, that actually sounds a lot better. I was looking yesterday, and I'm like, is he on pace for like 440 yards this year? This is a number one. And then when you see on the other end what a true number one is, now we might have been looking at one of one. Right now, since Jamar Chase, I know he had a couple of touchdowns, but when you see...
Also had 3 tackles.
He did. Led the team. I think he led the Bengals in tackles yesterday. When you see...
I'm sorry.
Boy, you want to talk about meltdowns that are on their way?
Woo, boy.
Could he demand a trade? Anyway, Justin Jefferson, another former LSU wide receiver, that's a number one. And again, I know maybe it's unfair because he might be the best in the league. I could not believe when they showed that graphic of most yards per game in NFL history for wide receivers. I'm like, wait a second. Justin Jefferson gets that every game? Like, no matter what? That's the average. So, he's going to have some bad games. But what are the good games? Holy cow, yesterday, 7 catches, 123 yards. And there were Browns fans trying to tell me Jerry Jeudy's the number one in the offseason. Well, because he had the big game against the Denver Broncos last year and a loss.
I think they're just hoping.
Yeah, we're all hoping.
That's hope.
We all are hoping.
Yeah. Now we're closer to reality here. Because I think we're about... They got Pittsburgh next week. Mm-hmm. Defense.
Vegas thinks you got a shot.
The road. Yeah. You have another rough one out there. I think we're getting close to a meltdown here. He's done it before, and that means you can do it again. I think we're getting close.
All right, so I will find some positives. Ladies and gentlemen, Quinshon Judkins, I'd say his breakout performance, but then they'd probably call a hold again. He was incredible. 23 carries, 110 yards. Also, he had 1 for 18 out of the backfield. Probably going to have to see that tick up. I know you run the risk of running him into the ground and having him absorb a ton of hits in a year that's not going to be a winner for the Browns. So you do have to kind of keep that in consideration. Mm-hmm. Because part of you is probably like, we'll just give him the ball every time. And then when the season's over and they win 3, 4, 5 games, you can be like, oh man, running backs only have so many hits, so many cuts, so many bursts for a career. Do you really want to use him this year? But holy cow, is that dude... He turned into a freak show yesterday. The week before, I'm like, yeah, but he doesn't have the breakaway speed. He had plenty of breakaway speed yesterday. He looked like Nick Chubb. Did he not? I mean, that was a Nick Chubb performance.
I watched this over again. Is there any feeling worse than when you're a running back and you break a long run like that or a big play and you go into your dance and then you look up at the crowd, you're like, the bad guy's right behind me, and there's a flag. Yeah, there's definitely a flag out here.
When he scored.
Yeah.
And then Fannin had to go tell him, I held.
But you're right. He might have been looking at the video board and then the fans, and once he sees the fans, and what? Were there... what was the breakdown? We'll have to hear from somebody from London. I know we had people lined up before that actually were in London or probably still are. I'd like to know what the breakdown of the actual fans were once the fans got into the building, since apparently the app fell apart.
I didn't see it. Paul Brown had that
people
video.
Were losing their mind. It was way more than I saw Paul. People were losing their mind. Imagine that you make the trip out there for it, especially if you're from Cleveland and actually go out there. You can't get in the stadium. Are you kidding me? That would be a total disaster.
Oh, meltdown city again.
I will say, ladies and gentlemen,
Lima likes.
if they're going to lose and it's going to be like that, make them all 9 a.m. What an awesome day I had. What an amazing
Make
day.
them all 9 a.m.
Because this is so perfect. You don't realize how much you can get done and then still see the witching hour.
Yes.
For all the other games at the end. So, game ended. We went right out to the blessing of the pets. Shout out St. Raphael's. There were hundreds of pets getting blessed. Oh,
did your cat get blessed?
Yes. Yeah, I think we bought Dora an extra 5 years at the end of her life for sure.
They bless cats?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I saw giraffes. I saw lions. They were blessed. Not really, but it was amazing.
Two by two.
And I'm like, does this count for church? Did I go to church today? Does this count because we were outside? Just a very nice thing. A very nice thing to do. Then went and got coffee. Then we went to the kids running series, the famed kids running series, Ken, where I got to see individual heats. I saw Izzy getting after it. Mason thought he was going to try to run. It's like, no, we didn't pay for you. You don't get to run. Then I'm like, yeah, you get to run. It's a field.
He wears a jogging suit enough.
Yeah, go run.
Go run.
Go get your running in. Then we had to go back to the coffee place because we thought we left something. I think there were 3 trips mixed in. Wow. Then I get home, and we still have 1 o'clock games ending. It was amazing.
That's a great point. Yeah. I got back, and it was like still like, I couldn't believe the Texans score.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great because I sat there and watched that whole game, and that was horrible. It was a horrible game to watch.
There are people who listen to us in Los Angeles, so like, yeah, I do this every day.
This
guys.
is West
Every
Coast
Sunday.
living.
I'm like, wow.
That's what I felt like. I'm going to be up anyway. I've
nice.
got young kids. I understand if you my old life, I would sleep in and I would have never watched these early games. Okay, well now I'm forced to be up anyway at 5:45 on a Sunday. Let's play them all at 9 a.m. I'm not going to the games nearly as much. So let's play them all at 9:30.
What a sales pitch for the NFL.
This is
West Coast
amazing.
living at Midwest prices.
This is amazing. Oh, yeah. You want to talk about the prices in the future? I got to say, too, I saw a lot of criticism. There was the story when Jimmy Haslam spoke, I think, in London and talked about ticket prices. And he said, well, the average ticket price is going to be $200 a ticket in London. And a bunch of people lost their minds. And I'm like, you guys realize... Oh, I should say when they have the dome. You realize 200, I know it sucks to say because we're in Cleveland and the market here is not what the market is maybe in other places. But $200, like, yeah, you're also going to just be able to buy tickets on the secondary market.
That's what I've been telling you this whole time.
Yeah.
Like when people go, well, are they going to be able? I go, guys, if they're still bad, a December ticket is going to be $7 no matter if they're playing here or the Taj Mahal.
Yeah, you're just going to be paying fees and parking. But we're an event country now. Like events are, look at ticket prices for concerts. And yet they're all full. All the concerts are full every single time. And the Browns games, like I pray there's not some exorbitant PSL. But if the PSL is going to be exorbitant on the really good seats, all right, the rich people are going to pay it. That's what it is. The Taylor Swift tickets, the rich people are going to be able to pay the tickets. Like that's just what it is. And 2029, 2030, 2031. Like, it sucks.
Well, that's Taylor Swift. She comes around every couple years. The Browns, I mean, they go out there and do something different every Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, the results seem to be the same, but there's always different ways to tell the story.
I have to say, the bandwagon.
I'm alive.
I think get on the Baker bandwagon. I mean, the dude's going to win MVP.
Oh, here you go.
He's going to win MVP.
This is great.
I mean, it's
as long as he's got a Emeka Egbuka.
Yes.
Yeah.
I looked. So Josh Allen right now, this morning, plus 125, then Mahomes plus 600. They have Jordan Love plus 850, and then Baker plus 1300. I don't think this is updated. So I think this morning Baker's probably going to be second or third.
Baker was 29 of 33 for 379 yards and 2 touchdowns.
It was a video game yesterday. I know there was no defense in that game, but he didn't have his running back. They had some injuries. He is must watch. He's the most exciting player in the NFL this year to watch, other than maybe Josh Allen. Josh Allen did not have a good game. Had an off game yesterday.
Baker also had 5 carries for 15 yards, and he called a defensive player, "Get off me, little guy," 4 times.
4 times?
4 times.
Great.
That's it. Do you remember in Cleveland?
Good for him.
In Cleveland, he was like the worst in the fourth quarters and come from behind situations. Remember, it was it's like, man, Baker can do everything except that. Well, now that's what he's doing every game.
Anytime they played the Broncos, yes. All of them.
Is that it?
That's it for Lima Likes.
All right. Fantastic as always. Coming up at 8:20 this morning, Daryl Ryder going to join us on the show. Is it possible to be good enough for Dylan Gabriel? Is it? Well, we'll find out. Coming up with Daryl Ryder, coming up at 8:20 this morning. And you've lost faith, but even worse, you're losing hope. Ken Carman, Anthony Lima, take us with you to work on the free Odyssey app and watch us for free on YouTube Live. 92.3 The Fan on YouTube.
92.3 The Fan. From the University Hospital Sports Desk, I'm Jeff Thomas.
All the Browns and NFL news you may have missed at work. The Afternoon Drive. Weekdays starting at 2. 92.3 The Fan.
I rarely take something from a commenter on YouTube, but I'm going to say this here because this person is absolutely right. Absolutely right. First, you can listen to The Fan anytime, anywhere on the free Odyssey app or your smart speaker by telling Alexa to play 92.3 The Fan. And now you can find 92.3 The Fan on YouTube, including The Ken Carman Show with Anthony Lima, 6 to 10, and now Afternoon Drive with Nick Wilson and Jonathan Peterlin.
Today's the day,
from
baby.
2 to 7.
You left out the word live. It's live.
Afternoon Drive. Live. It's live.
Will
They're both
Jonathan
live.
Peterlin wear his Shador jersey on day number 1 of YouTube Live?
You want to have a little running bet on how that's going to look here coming up later on?
Sure.
Because I don't want to say it because I know they both listen like hawks. So I don't want to give it away. I'm going to give you something off the air. We'll see if we come up with diamonds tomorrow. It's live each and every weekday, 92.3 The Fan, YouTube, on our YouTube channel. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch all the best content for your favorite shows on The Fan each and every weekday. You guys are going to love it. 7:03 and 44 seconds for those scoring at home. So I don't usually, because it's the comments are usually up and down crazy. They go at a rapid pace, and frankly, it's just it at times turns into people arguing about Shador Sanders on our YouTube. We do have new viewers and new listeners because they're going, why do they shake their keys when they talk about Chagrin?
Why? What's going on over there?
And I was like, well, you get yourself a fishbowl and you guys figure it out.
And why does it seem like their pineapple is ripe, 24/7 year round?
And upside down for whatever reason. So Dark Shogun writes, hope I'm saying that right. He writes, Ken, Dylan played better in his first game than C. Ward, Cam Ward, and Jackson Dart did in theirs. The problem with the Browns is the front office and fans is that you all want the cape, savior, whatever you want to call it. He is absolutely 100%, he or she, I'm not sure if this is a he or she, whoever you are on YouTube, Twitter Reactions brought to you by Scheibman Jewelers, Cleveland's premier jewelry store, and I'm going to use it for YouTube as well.
YouTube Reactions.
Dark Shogun, you are absolutely 100% correct. 100,000% correct. You are right. Like, Dylan was fine. Dylan does not have the same expectations. Dylan is not. They're in a weird spot where Jackson Dart's taking over a team. I don't know what the hell the Giants are, so that's kind of a terrible example in so many ways on my own. But when it comes to Cam Ward, like, you're taking over a team that's not expected to win. The coach is probably on their way out. Whatever you show can be positive. For Dylan Gabriel, you're in this weird spot where the fans don't think very much of the football team, and they don't expect him to win many games, but you still have guys who are very, very highly paid. You have very expensive veterans on that football team, and so you're trying to do this here. But you know what? This person hits it out of the park, because this is where I'm at right now. This is why I was so down when I got here today. Because I watch football on Sundays, I watch Browns on Sundays, and I try to watch the rest of the league. I usually make up for it on Monday afternoon or Tuesday afternoon. But I watch, this show, I would say more than any other show in the city, watches more college football than any other show. Okay? And I watch these guys, and I feel as down as I felt in years, because I know that we're constantly now chasing. Dark Shogun is right. I am chasing to try to get back in that race that we had for a little snippet with you-know-who. And now you-know-who's tearing the roof off the place down there in Tampa, and here we are chasing. And if there was a guy who could just make this all simpler and better, instead of arguing over either preconceived notions of where they're from, what school they go to, what schools they transferred from, what tendencies they have, if there was just that one guy that can make 1 in 4 that much better, that much more palatable, I'd feel a lot better about this. But man, I sit there and I watch these guys on Saturday and I go, there's no good answer here, guys. There's no tremendous answer. There's no, we will line up and have our guys that we decide to get passionate about. I go, there's no answer. And Dylan Gabriel was fine. But Dylan Gabriel, we all know it in the back of our heads, and we all know it in our hearts, too. I got nothing against the young man. He ain't going to be it. He ain't going to be it. And probably the guy behind him ain't going to be it. So now we're stuck in this spot where you do everything you can to go out and get the QB. You had the QB. You both ruined it. Then you go out and you get the other QB. You can make arguments that both ruined it again. Now we're sitting here poised to make this attack in 2026, and I got nobody who wants to take the reins of this thing and be our guy that we're all looking for. I got no slogans for anybody. Like there was suck for luck and things like that. I got no slogans for anybody because you can't get behind any of them. Like, and people were tweeting at me after the Penn State game, and they're going, Ken, sorry about your boy. I go, guys, it's not about that. I just wanted somebody to make it simpler. He don't make it simpler, and he ain't the guy. No. But I just wanted somebody to make this easy. And it's not going to be easy, and it makes me feel even worse. Because I look at Dylan Gabriel, I go, yeah, I got the performance I would want out of a solid backup quarterback. Hold down the fort and give your team a chance to win. Like he'll be opened up, I'm sure, a little bit more as he gets experience. So maybe that'll change.
I hope so, Kenny. I'd hope so.
Like people are going, what do you think of Dylan Gabriel? I go, well, I thought he was fine considering his left tackle situation's a total disaster and a mess. And they didn't really open up the offense because they know he's a rookie and he's a third-round pick and he's starting still in early October. And so I don't want to put too much on him. So I don't want to sound like I'm ripping Dylan Gabriel because I'm not trying to rip him. I just know what I expect out of him. And what I expect out of him isn't anything that excites me for this year or for the future.
Yeah, I guess what I'm looking for, and I'm not going to ever base this off your first start, primarily, but you're looking for we were hoping that he wouldn't go out there and look like DTR did, right, in that first game where
he did.
They were totally unequipped, ill-prepared.
It's a low bar.
Moment was too big. Well, we were wondering, how's he going to look there size-wise? All right, yeah, it looks on the shorter side, whatever.
Boy, that post game with him and Carson Wentz.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you could see two different, it's a chasm between them when it comes to physicality and size of an NFL quarterback.
He's playing bigger than he is, though. I'll give him that a little bit of credit.
And then, all right, what mobility-wise? Yes, of course, he was more mobile than Joe. Every quarterback that is on a roster in the NFL is more mobile than Joe. I got to say, he was not as quick as I think some people were advertising. I wasn't expecting Lamar Jackson, but, on the RPO play where they kind of read it, he's not running away from that.
Made a nice dump off to David Njoku, though, with a guy right in his face.
He did. Well, okay.
So that was a really good one.
Two different rollouts, just like Joe Flacco had a guy right there in his face. So they're not fooling anybody. The offense certainly not fooling anybody. He got it out on time, right on the money on those plays. Those are safety valve. They've got those built in the offense. Every offense basically does. I don't know. I'm looking for things that indicate a ceiling. Almost that where can we get when it comes to young quarterbacks? Like, just show me glimpses of, hey, we've got this and maybe nobody else does. And I didn't see that yesterday. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how much you're going to see that in a game here or there. But like Matt Miller said, NFL draft scout, and we had him on, I think, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Promising first start for Dylan Gabriel. Being able to use the rest of the season to see what he, Judkins, Fannin, and Bond can build together offensively should be fun. Fun is just not what I would describe what I saw to Dylan Gabriel.
But it was solid.
You said the first adjective you used to describe him was composed, and I'm like, yeah.
I didn't want him to freak out.
Composed. I do also think 70 quarterbacks can do what he was asked to do yesterday. I just don't think that is any kind of a difference maker. I don't think that is making you think that we've got the quarterback for the next 5 years that is going to lead us anywhere.
Well, Joe was composed, and I still benched him for a rookie.
Yeah, he stood in the pocket.
That's the issue.
He stood in the pocket and tried to deliver, and then, did Joe Flacco.
He was better than Jake Browning yesterday. He would have been better than Jake Browning. It's not a high bar.
He's got 8 interceptions
but I'm
in 4
saying
games.
But that's exactly what I'm pointing out. It's not a high bar because I really don't expect him to be. I expect him to probably draw a pension in the league, and I expect him to be a football coach at some point if he wants it. I'm not sure what he wants in his personal life, but he seems to be smart enough he could be a football coach. And damn, he's a hell of a speaker. So I'd imagine he could be a pretty good football coach if he wanted it. So that's what I expect for him. I've laid out his whole future like he's my son here, Tony. That's what I expect out of the guy. So I'm not going to beat up Dylan Gabriel here. I've spent the first hour ripping Kevin Stefanski because you took care of him as best you could, to a degree that I think annoyed a lot of fans, but you try to do your best. We're not going to cause turnovers. I'm not going to freak him out with a bad interception. We're not going to do this. 3rd and 11 because you couldn't execute on 1st and 2nd down because everybody in the building knew what you were going to do. Hey, man, if you're going to go ahead and give it to your defense, then go ahead and give it to your defense. That means that clock is running after 3rd down or they're burning their final timeout after that 3rd down. That's why I got so upset, because you went from taking care of them to a freak-out mode and trying to complete passes that really you didn't expect him to pass or didn't expect him to complete before. Yeah. Why did you expect him to complete in that situation? Look, that's why I'm so angry with Kevin today.
The pass and a joke on the goal line was terrific. That was awesome. That was a bullet. It was a scoring play in a game where there's not going to be a lot of scores. That was awesome. Again, he didn't panic or anything like that. He didn't look like he didn't belong in the league. But as far as what they trusted him to do, I mean, he had 146 yards before the final Hail Mary drive. Okay, 146 yards, and depth of target, I think, was the lowest in the NFL. And
it was like 4 or 5.
Guys, anybody can do that. I hate to say it. I said 70 quarterbacks that can do that. Some of them have just washed out of the league. Like that's not inspiring anybody on a football team. That's not something that I think the Browns brass is like, hey, we got something here. No, there's no way. There's no way they could possibly think that if that's what their coach trusted and the organization trusted him to do was not throw the ball further than 5 yards down the field.
The word I kept using, because unlike you, I got a slew of texts yesterday, and the word I kept using was passable. He was passable. And passable is not going to be franchise. Passable is what a guy who's in the league for 7 to 8 years as a backup and draws a pension in the league, that's what that is.
Kenny, did they have any game plan that was different from P.J. Walker against the 49ers a few years ago? Was there anything different you saw out there? And I got to say, like, I heard people saying...
That's a lot of beers between that game and now, man. I mean,
I heard a lot of people saying this is the best the offense has looked all year. And I'm like...
That's not a high bar.
No, very low bar. Guys, it's the best running attack they've had all year. Quinshon Judkins was a total stud. That opened up the screenplays because they had to be honest, because he was a threat to score a touchdown on every run yesterday. So that opened up things, and what did they do with it opening up? You didn't see any play action, throw down the field. You didn't even see the Flacco from 2 years ago down the stretch run where they were using play action and really looking to stretch the field. They didn't do any of that. It was the running game was the best it had been all year, not the offense.
216-474-0092. What did you think of Dylan Gabriel? Passable. I said passable. The C. C's get degrees. They can't win football games in the final minutes, and that wasn't what I was expecting them to do. But fine, fair C. 216-474-0092. That, and Dylan did fine, but did you see Ian Rappaport's...
I did.
Somebody else is going to get their crack at it. We've been telling you. Ken Carman, Anthony Lima, that and 5 on the Fan.
Anthony Lima for...
series 2 games done. The Mariners beat Detroit last night 3-2. That series tied at 1 game apiece. You can now find 92.3 The Fan on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Get the best content from our shows each and every weekday. That's 92.3 The Fan on YouTube. Headline sports news every 20 minutes right here on 92.3 The Fan. From the University Hospital Sports Desk, I'm Jeff Thomas.
Understanding the situation, you want to keep the clock moving and use timeouts. In a perfect world, we'd probably be talking differently if we go get that first. All of a sudden, it's a great call. So that's the world we live in. That's the balance, and you teeter. You got to trust what we do, and that's what we do as a team. We trust what we get called. We try to run it to the best of our ability, and then we keep moving forward.
He's right about 95% of the fans. I still think it was like, oh, we got away with something there. That's a bad call. He threw it to nobody in particular. I mean, it was kind of in the direction of Isaiah Bond.
It seems like before that play, Kevin told him, because they're coming out of timeout, he goes, hey, if he's open, hit him. If it's not open, we'll just throw it where we can't turn it over.
I haven't seen, the next-gen stuff hasn't come out yet, and I don't have access to their All-22, so I'm waiting for it all to come out. It looked like Jerry Jeudy on TV was pretty well blanketed on that play.
Yes.
So it wasn't like you could, throw a seam to him. By the way, can I tell a story about how I thought I was going to get kicked out of Disney later on the show?
What happened?
I'm not going to tell you now. I said later in the show, can I tell you about how I thought I was going to get kicked out of Disney?
There's always an incident with Kenny on the road. There's always something.
They don't play around. All right, I'll just tell you now. All right? I was at Hollywood Studios. Great time, right? I wanted to see Mickey's Runaway Railway.
Naturally.
I wanted to ride that. It's awesome. You start on a train, and then all of a sudden you're on different carts. It's great.
Is that next to David S. Pumpkins?
Yes, it's right. Well, we're getting to Halloween season, so David S. Pumpkins, his Hell Ride is coming up. So we're there, and it's nighttime because we were staying at a place called the Polynesian. It was very nice. Very fun. I guess it's like the oldest resort they have. It was very nice.
They celebrate Dylan Gabriel?
I don't know. I don't know. There were plenty of Browns fans there, I'll tell you that. There were a lot of guys. I met a couple of listeners down there. Believe it or not, met a couple of listeners down there. But they were very nice people, by the way. So I'm there, and the problem is I went with, we didn't take our kids. It was me, Liz, and the friends that set us up. The godparents of my children. Well, I'm the godfather of their kid, but I'm not either one of yours, and that's odd. But either way, we're there, and one of the things that annoyed me was that when you don't have kids, you walk everywhere. I did way more walking without children there than I ever did.
Oh, yeah.
And they stopped at every store. And I just wanted to get on this Mickey ride. And the one thing let out, there felt like there was no one there. This is after Epcot closed, so this is nighttime. And all of a sudden, there's just this sea of humanity. And I go, what's this? And the one lady's like, oh, I forget the show, but it let out. It's very popular, and all these people. And they're making a left turn, but some people are making a right turn towards Mickey's Railway. And I go, I don't want to stand in line for Mickey's Railway. I came here, and I want to see Mickey's Railway. You guys riding the Tower of Terror. I ain't getting on that thing. I don't even know if I can fit on it, but I ain't riding. So I walk, and they're walking with me, and I'm moving at a pretty brisk pace. I turn around. No one's there. Nobody is there. Now, as people know, I do not raise my voice to my wife. When we first got together when I was 23.
Yeah, the kids, Mitch.
I tried a couple of times.
30 other producers before.
I'll raise my voice to a lot of people. I will not raise my voice to Liz. It ain't going to work. Nothing productive is going to happen to me getting loud. I just know it. I've been trained well on that fact. So, but when it comes to my buddy Brett, I will raise my voice to him about Liz and his wife. And what I got mad about is that every bleeping store that's available, they all got the same stuff. It's all the same mouse ears. It's all the same bubble machines. It's all the same. It's all the same crap in every store. And I'm walking. I don't see him. I call up Brett. Brett doesn't answer. I call up Brett. Where are you guys at? And he goes, we're standing in a Pandora. And I snap. And I didn't even cuss. And guys, I'm going to tell you exactly how loud I was. I go, I didn't fly all the way to Florida to go to the Tangier outlet. Get over here. Hung up on him. I was mad. I want to go see, I want to be on that ride, damn it. I want to go ride the Mickey ride. And I'm telling you right now, immediately, it was terrible timing. Liz was right behind me. Liz is laughing because she heard me. And she's behind me and she's walking, and this kid it's all Disney college program kids working there, right? This kid with one of the green flashlights. He's security of some sort. He walks up and goes, is everything okay here? Is everything all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm waiting on my buddy Brett. And and I go, there's my wife right there. I'm waiting on my buddy Brett. And he looks at her, he goes, is everything okay? And in my head, I click, I go, oh my God, they heard me yelling at my buddy Brett and they thought I was yelling at Liz.
You know what's great about this? I guarantee you, kind of like how in Vegas, they've got the camera on every aspect of the grounds. Okay, I guarantee their technology at Disney is we have elevated voice. We have elevated voice. We see it. Look at the wavelengths. They're going up. The frequency. We have to get out there. We have to pounce. There's a disturbance here. You're going to ruin the time of people at Disney.
It's nighttime. Maybe they think I've had a couple of drinks. I hadn't. And I'm trying to call Brett again.
It's your normal agitated Ken voice.
Yes. I call Brett again. Well, now I'm a little bit spooked.
Like in Streetsboro, this wouldn't register.
You know what the slogan is for any Disney park, right?
What
it's
is
the
it?
happiest place on earth. And when you're screaming about the Tanger outlets, man.
Oh, it's the Tanger outlets,
it's
not even the Tangier
Oh, I
outlets.
thought it was Tangier.
Tangier outlets.
I did
don't
too.
even know. I didn't fly all the way to Florida and go to the Aurora Farms. So
that's close.
I'm on the phone. I try to call my buddy Brett. I swear to God, two other college kids, like right in front of the ride area. They like both made a cross and they're looking around and they're acting like they're looking. It was like Truman Show. They were acting like they were looking anywhere else and their eyes kept looking at me. And I'm going, oh my God, I'm going to get thrown out of here and ruin my wife's birthday.
Oh, that would have been amazing.
I was terrified.
That would have been an all-time story.
And I want to tell you right now, because I'm like, how do I explain to these guys? I was yelling at my friend, and I never would yell at my wife. It was like, they'll never believe me. They'll never believe me. They hear every idiot in America ever tell them this story. Probably every idiot across the world tried to tell them this story. I go, just got to be on my best behavior now. Just got to be on my very, very, very best behavior.
Kenny,
I go, this is unbelievable.
I said last week, hey, they give out a World Series every year, but coming back from 15 and a half, same thing. You know what? A lot of people have a great time at Disney. Who gets kicked out of Disney? Who gets kicked out? That's the story. I want to hear from the people.
Get kicked out of Disney.
I want to hear from the people that got kicked out of Disney.
You don't.
I don't want to hear about your great time at Disney.
Don't.
I want to hear about the people that got tossed.
Well, that's a 10-part series on any streaming platform.
The same guys who get kicked out of Disney are the same guys who get kicked out of Little League games, and I don't want to be either. I don't want to be either guy.
Well, you've been close to both.
I have been very close to both. Yes, I have. Yeah, I was scared. I actually.
I would love to see what you looked like in this whole situation.
There was a Starbucks. They give you these things, these fake watch things called Magic Bands, and you can buy anything on your room account on the Magic Band.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
I went to the Starbucks and bought an iced coffee just to make sure it would still work. Because I didn't want him to shut it off, and I go, well, this thing's not working. And like one of them come up to me like Don Rickles in Casino, like, let's go count that in public. Or let's go count that in private.
Well, yeah, when
come on over with me.
You didn't want to test it when you were trying to get back to your hotel room if you could get into the building.
It was bad. It was real bad. I was terrified.
How many steps? Did you jet up the steps?
25,000 in one day.
Whoa!
25,000.
Okay, that is.
One day.
That's
Congratulations on all your success.
Thank you.
Oh, we added a new one when you were gone.
Who's that?
That's Dana White.
It's
not Dana White saying that?
Yeah. So you have this one.
Congratulations on all your success.
That's the original.
That's Brian.
Congratulations on all your success.
That's number 2.
Who's that?
That's from some TV show on HBO.
Okay.
And then Dana White.
Congratulations on all your success.
We're going to have to put this into a bank, and this will be our new game show. You have to guess.
That's
anyway,
terrified.
Can't say that to the Browns, can you?
Oh, yeah.
Can you say it to Dylan Gabriel? Can you say it to Dylan Gabriel? Congratulations on all your success. First start.
You were passable. Congratulations on all your success.
Right before the half, it got hairy there. He had one almost INT, and then another was batted up in the air, and you just would have known. It was huge that wasn't picked off because if him getting batted down, which 6'5" quarterbacks get balls batted down at the line. We always joke about that. But when you're short and you get a ball deflected, if that would have been an interception, now we're talking about him being 5'7". He goes down in height for every batted down, deflection, interception.
Well, you don't want to go too far.
Yeah.
216-474-0092. Tony in Mansfield, you're next up on the Fan. Hello, Tony.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hi, Tony.
Yeah, to me, he was passable, but it really doesn't matter at this point how I feel about who we put in as quarterback, because whoever we would put in to make a sufficient difference on offense, they would have to take the ball under center, block for themselves, throw the pass, and then run the route and catch it. I mean, that's just where we're at as an offense. I mean, Judkins is him. I think we can agree that we definitely have something solid there. Absolutely amazing work, even behind, running behind the offensive line that we have right now.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, it's what to expect. Dylan's a solid backup quarterback, and that's what he is. But our offense is too far gone, undermanned, injured, and underskilled to really – we're not going to have a quarterback that we implement in there and say, oh, our offense is vastly different now. It's vastly improved. Our talent is underwhelming on the offensive side, besides Judkins. And I think it's time for Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski to go. I mean, it's just been completely downhill ever since they've taken over. I mean, you look at from where we were when John Dorsey started establishing talent and players, right? And everything's withered away. Whether it's not supplementing those players from as they're getting older.
And Tony, I mean, I could tell you about the young guys. I can tell you about the rookies, and a lot of folks are going to say, and rightfully so, okay, too little, too late. Again, because I tried to make the argument because, you love, and thank you for the call, Tony, because I didn't want to beat them up too much during the offseason because it's like, all right, they're staying. There's nothing else you can do. You just got to hope for the best, right? But again, I keep going down. There is a line here for anything. None of this just happened. I mean, every now and then you get a loss and just weird things happen. It's bad. It sucks, and it sucks for everybody involved. But I wasn't going to let him off the hook today about this. Like, well, Dylan was at least passable. No, because you think about what he had to deal with. Dylan was passable because he had to deal with a terrible left tackle situation. I know he's a lefty, so it's a different look. But you had to deal with a terrible left tackle situation. Well, why do you have to deal with a terrible left tackle situation? Because you took a guy who's too often injured, sadly, but you took him from the right tackle position over to the left tackle position, clearly in a spot he's not comfortable in, and was more than ready to switch back over to the right tackle spot right before he got hurt. Again, unfortunately, because he's a good kid. But you put him over in that spot. Why did you have to do? Oh, yeah, because you had to replace the guy that you drafted 10th overall before Tristan Wirfs, for crying out loud. Like, these are the things that you have to make up for. And so I can't let anybody off the hook. I can't let Kevin off the hook for not taking care of his defense and managing the football game. I can't let Andrew off the hook for not getting. I know, like if I'm ripping him for third round picks and things like that, maybe I'm expecting a little bit too much. But damn it, it's an offensive lineman. You had to get it right. You couldn't get it right, and there's a cause and effect for all of this, for every bit of this. And so if I just say, well, Dylan was passable and hey, we're 1-4, but no big deal. No, it's not just that he was passable. Good for you, young man. I'm glad you were passable. But our problems are way bigger than you. And you're not, and my issue is that you're not going to be able to solve our problems because you're not going to be that guy. You're not a franchise big league thrower, big league quarterback. It's just not
also,
there.
This is before the league has tape on you, like NFL tape.
Exactly.
Like this, you're hoping to take advantage of the fact that, we don't really know how he's going to play. We don't know what his tendencies are. We don't know what his weaknesses are. You're hoping to capitalize on that. That was part of the move from, all right, Joe Flacco, we're not really accomplishing anything here.
Yes.
So now let's move on for the spark, right? Well, if the spark is throwing the ball 5 yards down the field and only 146 passing yards before the final drive, that's not really much of a spark, is it?
No, there is none. There's none.
Is that really going to build belief in the locker room?
No. That's not a spark. I mean, if he would have went out there and whipped the ball all over the place, but no, and you wouldn't even, by the way, you wouldn't expect it from him because he's a third-round pick. And so you weren't going to do that to a third-round guy because you don't trust him enough, even if he does know the offense very well. There's a lot difference in knowing the offense and actually having guys coming down and trying to get you every single play. So you weren't going to do that, and you put yourself in an untenable situation again where you had to go on the defense one more time. And it was difficult. It's still damn difficult. I would have loved to have taken away a little bit more time if that's how you were going to start that drive. And by the way, I got football guys texting me disagreeing with me. There's plenty of guys who disagree with me on that. Okay, great. You're in lockstep with Kevin. He's a 2-time coach of the year. Congratulations on all your success. Because right now, it's bad. It's real bad. And you went over there, your offense, you're an offensive guy, you scored 17 points. You're under, how many games in a row have we scored under 20 points now? The only positive I can give you is Quinshon Judkins. Finally,
10?
There was a guy who went over 100. We have 10 games we scored under 20 points. I mean, how many times can I sit there and go, is it all on Deshaun Watson? Is it all on quarterback X? Is it all on all the other quarterbacks? Yeah. Or when do I got to look me dead in the eye and go, buddy, something ain't right here, and maybe it's the guy with the headset? Because it's 10 games.
Yeah, meanwhile,
10 games.
Meanwhile, San Francisco just had 26 points against the Rams. They had 21 points. They had 26
They
points.
find a way.
And who the hell is
hurt.
on their offense?
They're all getting hurt over there. Roger Craig found a way to get hurt again. Tom Rathman's dragging himself around hurt again. Somehow, some way, even with this terribly injured offense that they have in San Francisco, they find a way to put up over 20 points. We get 17. We're expected to win 17 games. And I got people online ready to bitch about the defense. You're putting up 17 points a game. It's the NFL. The whole league is meant to be offensive. Every rule is meant to help out the offense, for crying out loud. We're holding teams to 14 points, and now I'm going to sit here and cuss out Myles Garrett and Aiden Huntington and Denzel. Yeah, I know Denzel got beat. It was Justin Jefferson. It's Justin freaking Jefferson. He's one of the best in the league. And every now and then, even one of the best corners in the league is going to get beat. I know Greg had a DPI. Also had great coverage once early in that game, too. Sit here and bitch about the defense again. He held him to 14 points to the end. He's still 21. You still should be able to win that game, except your offense is terrible. And if it's been 10 straight games, it can't all be on those quarterbacks. You have to take accountability. You're the head coach. Darryl Ryder, 8:20 this morning. Coming up in 5 minutes. Might be time for another team and their coach to part ways. Ken Carman, Anthony Lima, about last night, next on The Fan.
Anthony Lima for Mentality right now. If you're
of your home in seconds.
Do you want complete control of your real estate listing? I'm Anthony Lima for Ryan Young and the Young Team, which still has the way to give you complete control of your listing through their instant cash offer. Gives you more flexibility than ever before. That's why I trust the Young Team. You should too. Google the Young Team and start packing.
Behind the scenes footage, official contest rules, and everything you need to know about the Cleveland Browns and the local sports scene. 923thefan.com.
So much can happen around the globe that we never hear of.
Embarrassing. We got to be better on defense.
It won't matter till April. I think we know that. Y'all gonna write us off. We could go 82-0. No one would care.
He's a piece of crap. The kid, he sucks. He's sucked his whole career.
I got rumors about him. How he couldn't please his wife, so now he's divorced.
Put a damn winning team on the field.
Now, the Ken Carman Show with Anthony Lima give their thoughts on what you might have missed about last night.
Tough Sunday for the Cleveland Browns across the pond in a 21-17 loss
yes, it is.
to the Minnesota Vikings. Now, head coach Kevin Stefanski not going for the run instead of a pass, not giving them a final timeout on the final drive. Vikings scored anyway, leading to the game's victory. Kevin Stefanski, I don't know if you felt disappointed for the defense in that game.
Yeah, just disappointed for the team. We expect our guys to go do their job. Again, all of us collectively, players, coaches, and we just didn't come through in that moment.
I mean, I'm on the same boat. If you're trusting the defense, then they should have done their job, and that's...
Okay. Listen.
Really? You want to blame it on the defense?
This show...
I blame it more on the defense than that particular call because the factor in the timeout did not end up mattering.
Thank God you're not a head coach.
I have to say, Kenny, this show doesn't get into heavy-duty topics on a Monday after a terrible loss like this. I do see the internet bickering over if it was the offense, the defense, which was it that actually
8 o'clock, we'll talk about it. Why not? Why? And you can join in, Mitch. You got opinions? Come on, fire them off then. 8 o'clock, brother.
I am simply here to tell you what happened last night.
I'll tell you what happened Friday night. Mitch was doing the public
address.
Public address.
I heard about this.
At Walsh Jesuits high school football game. I'm standing there on the sidelines going, damn the hell, I think I know that voice. I'm looking up. I was glaring up at the press box looking for Mitch. Did you see me looking for you down there?
No, I had gotten a tip that you might be there, so I was bracing for a text, and then I got it.
Was it homecoming? Did you have to do homecoming festivities too?
It was a pseudo senior night.
Yeah.
It was not the football team, but it was other teams they honored.
Okay. Hey, I bust your balls as much as possible. He was great.
Thank you.
Kenny was very complimentary in the text thread about you.
I texted them. I texted those two and Keith. I go, I think Mitch is doing the PA here.
And I'll be doing it next week as well over at Canton McKinley.
Well, what? It's the tour? You're doing a barnstorming PA tour?
People are texting me and just calling me asking if I can work.
Look at this guy.
And did they feed you?
They did feed me last week. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure McKinley's going to feed me this week.
Be careful on the pizza. That can the tomatoes can be bad. The acid can be bad on the pipes.
No kidding. I had a bit of a bug after that this weekend. Now, going back to the Browns, Dylan Gabriel after Sunday's game, he kind of took some ownership of the loss, talking about what he needs to improve on.
Just got to convert. You look back. There's obvious times you got to go make it happen. Starts with me, but us coming together collectively to go make that happen. But you look at a lot of the third downs to extend drives. That's where we can continue to help ourselves.
Now, Gabriel threw for 190 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. A couple of tip passes, though, which is all my friends wanted to text me about during that game.
I didn't think his size was a huge deal. He's obviously been playing. He played 64 college football games, very short in the offensive lines in major competition in college. You're throwing behind guys that are 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", and going up against guys that are 6'5". So I didn't think it was that big of a deal. You obviously got to get him out of the pocket, and I just didn't think. I don't know, Kenny. Maybe I'm just reading too much under two situations, but I didn't think he was as mobile as I think people were making it seem like he would be.
I agree, but I also think that he was doing exactly what he was set to do. I think that he was trying to follow along the game plan and doing what he was supposed to do. That's like when you brought up the P.J. Walker, I was like, yeah, remember P.J. Walker was supposed to do exactly as he was told to do, and that the offense would kind of, okay. Like, that's what it was. I remember a couple years ago when you asked me that question yesterday or earlier in the show, and I think he was doing what he was supposed to do. There's certain things he is capable of doing. There's certain things, obviously, he's not. And I don't think he's capable of being Lamar Jackson out there or anything like that. He's certainly more mobile than Joe Flacco, but I think a microphone stand probably more... more mobile than Joe right now.
Yeah, when he took off to run to get that first down and he got tripped up 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage, I'm like, man, I thought he was faster than that.
And finally, in college football, we're going from that. I lost my notes there. In college football this past weekend, James Franklin and the Penn State Nittany Lions losing to previously winless UCLA 42-37. This is James Franklin in the postgame.
We got to tune out all the outside noise. I thought our guys worked hard at doing that last week, but obviously not well enough. We got to stick together, coaches, players in the locker room, offense, defense, the special teams. The reality is we didn't play well enough in all three phases to win the game. There's going to be a lot out there to divide, and we got to tune all that out and stick together.
Is it outside noise when it comes within your own fan base?
That's what he's calling it. He's calling that all outside noise. Like he wants them to hunker down as a team, and everybody's against him. If you're a Penn State fan, and there are several who listen, you got to hope that they go out there and they lose more. Because if he's 10-2 every year, they're just not going to fire him. They make too much money. They're always in the hunt in that way, but they've not looked good all year. They haven't looked good, and I don't want to beat up the kid because he's local. And guys, if he were from Santa Monica, California, I'm sure I'd be more mean spirited. But he ain't the guy. And I don't like their play calling. I told you before. I've been trying to tell you since Buffalo. I think Kalanick calls plays for Instagram likes, which I sent that tweet, and I had several football guys hint texting me that they totally agree. But he's not capable of taking that next step. And November 1st is coming up, and I just think it's going to look even worse because that is a big boy defense over there. And you're supposed to have a big boy defense, and you did not look. How many yards? 250-something rushing yards or something like that?
That's Knowles was the national championship defensive coordinator, and there were people within the Buckeyes that were like, Ryan Day kind of took over in the playoff run, took over the defense a little bit. And I was like, that doesn't sound right. And now you're watching Knowles and them struggle with Penn State, with the athletes they have on defense. It's like, maybe Knowles wasn't the magic man in Columbus for the playoff run after all. Maybe people were right.
Buckeyes, meanwhile, smashed Minnesota 42-3. That's it for about last night.
You wait all day for a night game. Buckeye fans want the night games, and then the night game is over 15 minutes in.
You had to enjoy that if you're a Buckeye fan. I mean, good God, that one route by Carnell Tate. Just standing there. I didn't realize that Minnesota hasn't beaten Ohio State since 2000. That was at Ohio State. Nice trivia for you for later on in the week, I'm sure. Coming up at 8:20, Darryl Ryder. All right, you guys want to have the argument, whether it was on Kevin Stefanski or the defense? Do we want to do that? Yeah. I didn't realize it was that big of a thing, so let's go ahead and do it. Ken Carman, Tone Master General. Take us with you to work on the absolutely positively free Odyssey app. Extend Technologies.
bottom of the 8th inning.
At Courtesy Mariners Radio, 3-2 the final. That series now tied at 1 game apiece. Listen to the Fan Rewind weeknights from 11 to midnight. All the best segments from all our shows you can always listen on the Odyssey app. Headline sports news every 20 minutes right here on 92.3 The Fan. From the University Hospital Sports Desk, I'm Jeff Thomas.
All the Browns and NFL news you may have missed at work. The Afternoon Drive. Weekdays starting at 2. 92.3 The Fan.
Adam Sandler tickets coming up in like an hour.
Yeah, I mean, you factor all those things in on all downs. You consider what to do there, but ultimately we expect. Listen, we got to come through bottom line in that down and distance or in that situation. Those sets of sticks, and we did not.
Teach our guys play by the rules. Do things outside the rules, you get penalized. Throwing and catching is very important. It's important on defense that you prevent the score. You're in 3rd and long because you didn't do something right on 1st and 2nd down.
Pat Stefanski or Kevin Shermer, whichever way you want to say it.
Run it, or you could throw it. Right?
Whichever way you want to say it, man.
That takes me right back.
It should. Daryl coming up at 8:20. All right, you want to blame the defense or you want to blame Kevin? I've been blaming Kevin. I didn't realize there's a fight on our hands about the defense. Mitch left. I told him, I go, you want to get in here and debate with the big boys?
Let's
Stay in here, Mitch. No, Mitch, I'm not talking to you like you're the Wizard of Oz. You come down here and you stand in the gauntlet with the big boys. Is what you do.
Disembodied voice.
Yeah.
We're on cameras now.
Yeah.
Okay. And
There's
don't forget,
cameras there. They want to see your face.
Afternoon show. Nick and Jonathan will be on YouTube throughout the day. Now,
they're live.
Want to see your faces.
So they did force turnovers, right? There's 2 turnovers. They also got gashed.
I thought there were 3, weren't there?
Oh,
were there 3 or 2?
3 turnovers?
Were there 2 or 3 turnovers?
The 2 fumbles.
There was the 2 fumbles, and I'm checking to see if there's an interception.
Okay.
So
they won the turnover battle for sure.
Yeah. So that was huge. With a rookie quarterback in a running game, you want to spot him, the extra possessions, whatever. But they were getting gashed, especially first half. All the misdirection stuff that I've been waiting for, because that's always been the book I'm going up against.
I thought of you.
They did
during
it.
that.
And now you got to imagine every team the rest of the... Now, they don't all have Justin Jeffersons, okay, or Addison, who was, I think, suspended for the first quarter. We didn't find that out until later.
He didn't go to the walkthrough. They've had some problems with him.
But, okay, so they do all that, and we had no answers. I have to say, it was maybe the first time I thought that Carson was... I'm not talking about Carson Wentz now. The other how many times are they going to say? The Battle of the Carsons.
Schlesinger, yeah.
Yeah. I think that they were targeting him, and they're like, we're going up against a rookie. We can kind of put his eyes in different locations. And I think they were taking advantage of it. I think they did. I think they took advantage of a rookie linebacker. And, I mean, you saw in the touchdown throw.
That's fair.
The Akers throw, that was as Schlesinger got out of. And they had the look that they wanted. It's going to happen. I'm sure every veteran linebacker will say at one point they got kind of schooled when they were young.
Still, you held them to under 100 yards rushing as a team. Okay, now part of that I'm sure is going to be the sacks that played into it in the second half because they were finally able to get home in the second half. They had gone 6 quarters without a sack. I couldn't believe that because it seems like this defense has been great, but you are going to run into problems, and they got a little bit stagnant there. So they finally got home. They finally were making those plays that you'd want. It's 17-14. It's 14 points. These teams are supposed... I know we only watch the Browns, guys, so scoring over 20 points is, again, just against the law. There's probably something in the Bible against it, for crying out loud at this point. It's been 10 games. So you have this football team that doesn't score 20 points, so you assume that you're going to be able to hold all these other teams because the defense is good, but they're not superheroes. And the league is set up for everybody to be able to score over 20 points. It's just how the rules are.
Yeah, Buccaneers have done it in 20 straight games and lead the NFL.
I know the first half was rough, but you're able to shut that faucet off. You were able to get to Carson Wentz. Carson Schlesinger, I thought he took him out of the game for a second.
He nailed him.
So he had to go out there with a shoulder harness on. And what I'm arguing with, I'm not going to get mad and start berating Mitch. Mitch, your opinion is your opinion, young man. But my issue with it is why, first off, how often have I been quick to blame Kevin? Never.
Not often.
Never. The last time I was really, really, really mad at Kevin was probably the DTR start because I just thought that game plan was ridiculous, and I just wanted to get out of there just handing off the ball.
Talking about the very first one against Baltimore.
Yes, it was just the one that they played at a thing when I went nuts on them. So maybe this one will come back to bite me in the ass too. God, I'd hope so, but it probably won't. My issue with Kevin is that you run the ball on first and second down. You fail to execute any yards on first and second down. They're calling timeouts. It's 3rd and 11. You haven't asked. Your depth of target was what again?
Oh, it was. It was the lowest in the league.
He averaged 5.8 on passes here. I mean, that's nothing. That's not an offense. You want at least 7 to 8, 7.5, 8 yards.
You're not keeping the defense honest. You're making it easy.
Exactly.
They're going to be able to adjust to that.
So now you're asking him to do something that really only a handful of guys can do. And you knew that they were going to blanket Jerry Jeudy late. And I will tell you this. I have to go back and look because it looked like he was covered pretty nicely on that play on 3rd and 11. But you ask him to do something. So now, instead of going to, all right, I'm going to at least take a timeout away from you, or we're going to run this thing down as low as we can and play defense, you didn't do everything you could have done in that moment to help out your defense. And it's still, Carson Wentz is not a guy that I overwhelmingly, like, I don't want to sit there and say I disrespect him as a person, whatever. I don't respect his talent the way I would if we were playing against Lamar or we were playing against Mahomes or anybody else. You get what I'm saying there. You didn't do everything you could to help out your defense. You didn't manage the game in the way that I think that a guy should manage the football game. Instead, you freaked out, you threw a pass, you tried to get a first down on 3rd and 11 doing something that you hadn't asked him to do all game. You didn't do that. You saved him a timeout, plus they had the timeout with the 2-minute warning. I'm sorry, it's mismanagement. It's mismanagement.
The result that happens after the Browns' second to last offensive drive would have been the same regardless whether or not they had one timeout left.
What result?
That Vikings scoring that touchdown really quickly against a Browns defense that had been gashed at portions during the game, but otherwise you would trust because that's a top defense in the league.
I want to give Carson Wentz more time, and it felt like when they got the ball back with over 3 minutes left, it felt like there was a whole quarter left for them to go down there and score.
In the NFL, I mean that's forever.
For crying out loud. So instead of creating a little bit more pressure at all, I'm going to do what I can as the head coach to protect my guys and to help them out, and he did not do that. Because, again, you call something silly on 3rd and 11 when you've already got them to burn 2 timeouts. You failed to execute on 1st and 2nd down. Okay, well, that's still going to be on your players, fine. You still got to go out there and execute. And it all can't be misdirection and smoke and mirrors. But damn it, Mitch, like you got to do what you can to help out your defense in that moment. They gave up 14 points on the day. You didn't do everything you could. That's why I'm angry.
First off, we've seen sillier situations like this from Stefanski. Think of the game 2 years ago with P.J. Walker against Seattle. What was it, 4th down and 2, and they try to go for the pass that leads to an interception that causes them to lose the game. We've seen sillier situations there.
But P.J., what happened with, are you talking about the Seattle game, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the problem with P.J. Walker is that he did something that Kevin Stefanski did not want him to do. That was the issue in that play, that he was supposed to have a wide open read here, and he threw it to a different spot over there when he wasn't supposed to do that, and that's why Kevin was so pissed in the situation, because he did exactly what he wasn't supposed to do. I could defend Kevin there, but you call something on 3rd and 11 again, where you did not ask him to do that the entire game. And maybe we'll find out that there's a spot and I'll have to eat this, but you still didn't do what was necessary to protect your defense and manage the game correctly.
We had seen a few long 3rd down throws from Gabriel earlier in the game to where I think Stefanski may have put enough trust in him, and because he's such a sound football mind, not necessarily the body, but the mind, I think he might have had enough trust in him to be able to make a throw or come close to a throw like that where it's completed and you keep being able to run the clock and force him to use that timeout.
I flatly, totally disagree. If he had trusted him at all before that, he would have done that before that, not in that moment with that on the line. And you can sit there and go, well, it's on the players to go out there and do. Okay, well, hey, you guys drafted the guy, so maybe it is on the guy. Still, you had a hand in it, so it's still going to be your and Andrew's fault. But I'm not even going to play that. I'm just going to play the situation. The way you dictate the entire game tells me that you put them in a bad spot there for 3rd and 11, and then you put your defense in a bad spot because now they have even more time and more timeouts to work with over there.
Regardless of the spot you put your defense in, I think this defense is trusted enough, and the defense trusts themselves enough to be able to stop a guy like Carson Wentz.
They're trusted
an 80-yard drive.
They're trusted enough, and they can trust themselves enough, but they're not expected to be superheroes, for crying out loud. That's still a professional quarterback over there.
It is amazing though. You had the formula. You had the dominant run game. You had the turnover edge in this game, and you're going up against Carson Wentz, who feels like he hasn't been good for a long time. This is
not pre-injury 2017 Carson Wentz.
Yeah,
by the way.
and then he's wearing the shoulder harness, like you said, because he takes that hit, he absorbs that hit. You have everything going your way. That is why I know, Ken, you started out the show saying you didn't have a good feeling at all. I thought there's no way we give up a touchdown, like maybe a field goal.
Yes.
There were plenty of people at the Route 6 pub, again, unpaid testimonial, who are on that patio who totally thought that they were going to go down there and score. That totally thought that. I had a wonderful time out in Vermillion. It was way too hot. I sweat my ass, literally sweated through my ass.
In the middle of July right now.
Like my pants, my jeans, I was wearing like these pants, and like there's kind of see-through, so I had to like be careful because it looked bad. I looked like a Cowboys lineman in the second quarter.
John Madden
the sweat was showing.
Starting to do the telestrator.
You'd think nobody else's pants look like that. Why the Cowboys spend all that money on pants? They can't get those pants figured out. They look like they had an accident in the middle of the second quarter. 216-474-0092. Oh yeah, I was sweating yesterday. Henry in Akron, hello.
Thank you. Now, as I listen to you, you're right. I'm not going to blame the defense. I'm going to blame it all on Stefanski. If we cannot score more than 17 points, how the hell can you expect to win any football game? That's all Stefanski. All him.
See, that's another thing there, Henry. Like, I don't want to feel like I'm giving a pass because it's still 10 straight games of scoring under 20 points. How it's not just this game, and Mitch, I'm not arguing with you on other games here. That's unfair. That's not germane to our argument. Henry, thank you for the call, but I will play that into my head as well. It's 10 games of under 20 points, right, Owen? You said this was the 10th straight game of under 20 points. 10 games. Do I put 10 straight games on my defense? If I put 10 straight games on my defense, then it's really Kevin's fault. Yeah. It's really the offense's fault.
It's tough. It's tough when you get to those numbers, and I snuck it in there. I was trying to anger you, and Owen caught it. I snuck it in there that right now, longest active streak in the NFL of 20 or more, engineered by Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
It rolls off my back at this point.
Yesterday, Cam Ward, who's been a total disaster. And I understand it's one of the all-time crazy swings in the NFL, though it seems like we have one of these every week, where Arizona is going in to just put the game on ice, and the dude puts the ball down at the 1 yard line, whatever. Tennessee scored 21 points. Tennessee! Can you name anybody on their offense outside of Cam Ward? Can the average fan name anybody?
Delaney Walker still
Calvin Ridley on that team? I have no idea.
I'm really drawing a blank.
Saints put up 26 points as well, and that's a really bad team.
26?
Yep. Against the Giants, but still.
They won that game, right?
Yeah.
That's the other thing. By the way, that 20-point thing, so is that the final score, or is that points given up by, the opposing defense? Like,
it's the final score.
It's just the final score.
Yeah.
Okay.
You should be able to score 20 points.
You would think as dominant as your defense has been, that they would make it so that a few of these drives are pretty easy. You capitalize on a turnover. You only have 15 yards to go.
10 games.
And then, boom, that's 7 of your 20 points right there.
It's 10 games. Like, I'm sorry, guys. Like, this isn't D7, the small-town rural football that only has 18 guys. You can score. You should be able to score over 20 points at some point over a 10-game stretch. That's outrageously terrible. Which I just checked this. They said 19 out of 22 games under 20 points. That can't be a real stat. That can't be a real stat.
Said 19 out of 22 under.
Nady Ice on YouTube. I just checked the YouTube. There's no way. That can't be real. If that's real, then...
Well, let's see. They scored... I'm just going back off...
You're going to have to do that math during the break. 216-474.
It might be more than that, actually, looking at this.
We need our finest mathematicians to be able to find out when the last time the Browns were actually a decent offense. We're putting our best minds together on this.
They scored over 20 last year on the quick glance 3 times.
20, 21, 22. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. It can't all be the quarterback's fault, guys, and I can't put every single game on the defense. I can't do it. It's unfair, and it's not truthful. But that wasn't Mitch's argument. Mitch's argument was just this last game, and he made a hell of an argument. I disagree, but he made a hell of an argument. Coming up next, Darryl Ryder. We flatly disagree with each other a lot of times, but we do have a hell of an argument a lot of times. We'll talk to him next on The Fan. Friends, Ken Carman here for Peter & Company Jewelers in Avon Lake. PeterJewelers.com.
Mariners beat the Tigers last night 3-2. That series tied at 1 game apiece. Get all the latest Browns content filtered right to your phone during the regular season by following the Browns playlist and 92.3 The Fan on the Odyssey app. Headline sports news every 20 minutes right here on 92.3 The Fan. From the University Hospital Sports Desk, I'm Jeff Thomas.
Buckle up. Here comes Daryl. He's brought to you by Scheiben Jewelers, Cleveland's premier jewelry store. Hello, Daryl.
Hello, boys. Welcome back, Ken.
Thank you very much for your kindness. Do you put the loss more on the defense or Kevin Stefanski?
Well, I actually put it equally on both of them.
First come on. You got to pick a side.
No, the defense has to get that stop there, but also at the same time, when your last drive lasted a whopping 11 seconds and you only picked up 1 first down offensively in the fourth quarter, I can understand why the defense is out of gas. But if you want to be an elite defense, you got to get that stop at the end of the game. There's no question about that. They didn't get the stop. You allowed a beat up and injured Carson Wentz to walk right down the field 80 yards. You blew a coverage. I tip my hat to Denzel Ward for taking accountability for that after the game. But the bottom line is you cannot allow a game-winning 80-yard drive at the gun, regardless of how inept your coaching and your offense is.
Well,
Okay.
what'd you think of the timeout situation and the management of the game in the final 5 or so minutes?
I thought that the management of the game, that's what gets you fired. I mean, Kevin Stefanski blew that. As much as I respect Kevin, I got to call it the way I see it, and he did not handle the final 5 minutes of that game, at least from my point of view, the way it needed to be handled. First of all, of course, 3rd and 11, I get you throw it, you're trying to get the first down, but when the Vikings stack the box on 1st and 2nd down and you don't hand the ball to the guy that has 110 yards rushing in that situation, I don't get that. I'm not understanding right now the fascination with Jerome Ford. He's not giving you much, and they keep using him in these select spots, and he's not producing. Quinshon Judkins, you give him the ball, he's good for 5 yards. His legs keep churning even when he's being stood up by defenses. But I think Kevin Stefanski did a poor job late in that game. Very disappointing. And again, it's management of games like that you should win that ultimately can lead to you getting fired.
Well, I was going to accuse you of making excuses for him. I was ready to. Yeah, I wanted to. And then you said what you said there at the end.
No, I'm not making excuses for him. I mean, that is the second game this year that they should have won. Granted, it's the first one they should have won had there been some better coaching at the end of the game. But, they've given away 2 games this year. And when you're a bad football team like the Cleveland Browns already are, you can't afford to give away games. And that's twice in 5 weeks that they've given games away. And they should be 3-2 right now. And they're not. They're 1-4, and their season's flushed.
Well, season is flushed. That does kind of bring us to, where we're at, the kind of crossroads you're at, because Dylan Gabriel, and we'll get into your appraisal of his overall performance, but, are you giving them no shot to win in Pittsburgh because of the history? Because Vegas actually is giving you a decent shot.
I've already written them down for 1-5. They don't play well in Pittsburgh. They never have. They have not won a regular season game there since I think 2003.
Yeah, that was it.
So yeah, I mean, and that's the only game that they've won there outside of the COVID playoff game. So no, I have zero faith that they're going to Pittsburgh with Dylan Gabriel and this offense and beating the Pittsburgh Steelers. None. What do I have to cling to on that?
Not much.
I mean, you changed your quarterback and you scored 17 points. The whole point in changing the quarterback was you're supposed to score more. You're supposed to be more proficient, prolific, more explosive plays. Saw none of that yesterday. So I saw game management. I saw playing not to lose. Well, guess what? You played not to lose, and you still lost. So congratulations on your quarterback change. Really, the only thing Browns fan has to look forward to now is when do we get to see Shedeur Sanders?
Oh, Ian Rappaport had that story. Did you like that?
Yeah, well, I mean, he was saying exactly what I've been saying for weeks, and that is they don't want to put him on the field until they believe that he's in a position to be successful. They don't want to set him up to fail, and they shouldn't. But like the way that game was managed yesterday by Kevin Stefanski, it was he wanted Dillon Gabriel to manage that game, and he didn't want Dillon Gabriel to go out and win that game. And, well, you got what you got. You got another 17-point performance. They've scored. I posted on X last night. I looked it up. Not only are they 4-18 in their last 22 games, guys, they have failed to score 17 points in all but 3 of them. And here I thought Kevin Stefanski was this offensive wizard, right? I mean, that's his calling card. He's not a defensive coach. He's an offensive coach. And this offense can't do squat.
Boy,
they can't score.
Yeah, Daryl, when you put it like that, and you really try to think, because I'll say it, this show has definitely defended him more often than not, and
I've defended him more often than not.
Well, I mean, we felt like we had the reasons to do it, but
right.
Those numbers that you just rolled off, and everybody is now, paying attention. That was your one game in a standalone window all year for the country to see your team. And I think the verdict is in now that you can't any longer call Stefanski an offensive coach that gives you a decided edge. I think that's gone. Now, maybe some people say, well, he never did that. Well, I disagree. I could go back, but that doesn't matter today. Today, no longer, like, we the things we say about Shanahan, about Peyton, about McVay, we have these offensive, the coach you just went up against yesterday. I mean, they were playing a backup quarterback who was limited and then injured, comes back into the game with a harness on.
By the way, you forgot, Anthony, missing 3 starting offensive linemen. And look, as critical as I am of the offensive situation right now, let's give the defense an equal amount of heat. I was expecting a dominant performance from the defensive line. Yes, I know they got a couple of sacks, but I was expecting domination up front, and this is why you play the games. You can't just look at what's on paper, but what was on paper was this was supposed to be a feast for that defensive line, and it was not. I'm a little disappointed in what I saw from that front 7 yesterday, too.
Well, so all things considered, what did you think of Dillon Gabriel? He had 146 yards throwing before the final Hail Mary possession, so you got some kind of garbage yards at the end there. So he wasn't asked to do much. We use the term composed, passable. What's the best thing you can say about Dillon Gabriel? And then give me the flip side. What's the worst thing?
Well, I mean, it was okay. It wasn't spectacular. He didn't go out and obviously win the game for you, but he didn't lose the game for you. And for a third-round pick making his first start, oh, by the way, a third-round undersized quarterback as well. On top of that, Kevin Stefanski had a very conservative game plan for him. That was very, very clear. He was not going to ask Dillon Gabriel to do a lot. I do like the fact that Quinshon Judkins was given 23 carries. I think that's become a necessity. You're just going to have to give that guy the football 25 times a game if you're going to have any chance to do anything offensively, because your receivers stink. Okay, Jerry Jeudy might want the ball, but when the ball goes to him, he's not catching it consistently. He's unreliable. You can't have your number one receiver be unreliable. Isaiah Bond is unreliable. He might be fast, but he's unreliable. So you have nothing in this receiving core that's reliable. So I understand why maybe Stefanski was very conservative with it. And Kevin can't come out and say that his receiving core is unreliable. He has to come out and say, we trust those guys. That's why we throw them the ball, things like that. We expect them to make the plays, all those type of things. I don't really expect them to make the plays. So the receiving core is as bad as we thought it was going to be. Gabriel was okay. I love the touchdown to David Njoku. He really threaded the needle between 3 Viking defenders. That was a beautiful throw. The play action on the touchdown, the Fannin was executed with perfection. Fannin was wide open. Easy touchdown there. But I'm hoping as we move forward with Dillon that Kevin Stefanski shows more trust and faith in him and also asks him to do a little more than what he was asked to do yesterday against Minnesota. Because, look, all we kept hearing was how Dylan Gabriel can handle it all. He knows the offense, frontwards, backwards, all that kind of stuff. Well, how about you show us?
Yeah, wait, that's not hard if the offense is just tink and dunk and safety valve and roll out to the left. Like, it wasn't exactly a bunch of screenplays. Wasn't exactly much to know there, Daryl.
Yeah, well, that's my point, Anthony, is that, we were under the impression that, Joe was old and slow, so by benching him and putting the young Gabriel in there, that opens up a bunch of things within the playbook, right? Because he's more mobile, he can escape the pressure, he could extend the plays, create some passing lanes so that the height thing really isn't a thing. I think only one batted ball yesterday at the line of scrimmage, so that was good. It almost got picked, but thankfully, the throw ended up out of bounds, and it didn't. But I was a little underwhelmed, if I'm being perfectly honest. Not so much at Dylan Gabriel. I was underwhelmed at just what was called yesterday. It's a very boring offense. The Cleveland Browns are a very boring football team. They have been for the bulk of the return of this franchise. We get 1 or 2 years here and there where they are entertaining. But I said this on the post-game YouTube that I do with Andy Baskin. The frustrating thing for me is I watch the NFL. Everybody else in the league is fun to watch. The Browns are not fun to watch.
I disagree. The Jets are not fun to watch.
Okay, I'll give you the Jets. Okay, 30 of the teams are fun to watch. The games are entertaining. The Browns are not entertaining. This is an entertaining business. So if you're going to be bad, this is a memo to Kevin Stefanski. Okay, this will help you keep your job. If you're going to be bad, which we know you are, you're 1-4, your season's flushed. It's just the march to the gallows at the end of the year now, when figuring out where you get to draft next April, right? If you're going to be that, then let's be fun. Have some fun out there. Do some fun stuff offensively. Let it rip. Instead of this dink and dunk conservative nonsense. Because, again, I was told it's because Joe is old and slow. Well, I don't know. Maybe that's this offense, to be honest with you. Because that's what it looked like to me yesterday. I was expecting a little more trust in Dylan Gabriel than I saw.
Is Jerry Jeudy going to keep it together, or are we getting close to a meltdown there?
I don't know. He already told one reporter to watch the film. When asked about being open.
Maybe the reporter needs to watch the film? I don't know. You just got to ask.
All I know, Ken, is I watched it, and he didn't look open to me. So, now, my definition of being open versus what his, I will acknowledge two completely different things. Very rarely, if ever, will you hear a receiver say, yeah, I wasn't open there. Receivers always think they're open.
I mean, you're right, but he is their number one dude. It's easy enough to blanket him and kind of move on about your offense. See, that's right. That's one of the things that I think is going to frustrate him is that
they have no weapons. They have no weapons. I think Harold Fannin can be a weapon. Another thing I'm mad about yesterday's game, the kid had 4 catches in the first half, caught a touchdown, didn't get another target the rest of the game. Now, on the flip side, it was nice to see the mothballs dusted off David Njoku. That was good to see. 6 catches for almost 70 yards and the touchdown. It was nice to see him.
He had a successful leap. He's had many of those that were nullified in midair. This one, he actually got over the defender.
So, that was nice to see. But again, it's just so conservative and boring. Like, throw the ball down the field.
Well,
it's a boring offense. They have a boring supporting cast outside of Junkins and Fannin, in my opinion. And it's really frustrating when you give a game away like they did Sunday in London. You went all that way. You had them on the ropes. You're up 17-14 late. Your timeouts are in your pocket. You got opportunity to close this thing out. And your offense can't do squat, and then your defense folds when it matters most. Very, very frustrating if you're a Browns fan.
All right, Daryl. Thank you for the hot time. All the best.
Welcome home, Ken. Aren't you glad to be back?
I am. It's like I never left. They lost against Detroit, and then they lost against the Vikings, and I'm getting comfortable with it.
They're
way it goes.
consistent. They're
Yeah.
consistent. And you know what? I thought Tyvis Powell had a very good point yesterday. You mentioned you're getting comfortable with it. I really hope the Browns aren't getting comfortable with it.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We will see, friend. All right, Daryl. Thank you for the time.
You bet, guys. Have a great week. Talk to you later.
The Great Daryl Ryder, brought to you by Scheibman Jewelers, Cleveland's premier jewelry store. All right. Coming up at 9 o'clock, I want to get back into the defense-offense thing, or Kevin versus the defense thing. A lot of people are getting in. Also, there is a glimmer. Somebody's going to have a chance at playing for this football team. All that and the Cavs Surfside update.
Yeah.
There you go.
That and one more thing.
What?
I think they would have won the game with Joe Flacco yesterday. I'll explain.
Oh, that one more thing. You got to hear Jerry Jeudy in the postgame.
All right, here we go. We'll have fun with that next on The Fan.
Anthony Lima for the young team. Callaway.
Area rug cleaning and repair. Carpet cleaning for your wall-to-wall carpet. Schedule your work today. Arslanianbros.com.
Talk sports deep into the Cleveland night. Overtime with Jake Volnick. Weeknights at 7. Sports Radio 92.3 The Fan.
Surfside Cavs update brought to you by Surfside. Surfside Cavs update right here on Sports Radio 92.3 The Fan. Kenny, did you know it's basketball season?
It is.
Starts like a week after football season starts.
It does.
It is amazing. Yet goes until June. Yet football season will be wrapped up in February. It is amazing. But Cavs, you get to see some of the youth movement. As we already know about Donovan Mitchell, we know about Evan Mobley, Darius Garland. Did somebody say it's year 7 for Darius Garland?
Yes, he's been here long. He will have been here longer than Kyrie Irving.
That's just not true. He has not been here that long. There's no way.
That's how the calendar works.
Yeah, it is.
They look
how it
at
works.
it. They start from when they got here. They stop when they leave.
right.
You add them all together.
He's right.
It's more time.
So just quickly, because we got to move on. We got to get to this other stuff.
Like what you said before the break.
Yeah, well, I said something very
psycho.
quick. I am excited to see Tyrese Proctor for the Cavaliers. You know, remember, they actually have a rookie this year. And Jalen Tyson, year 2, and they are raving about him as a jack-of-all-trades, master of none type of guy that you need. You need some young guys. If you got all your money tied up with your max contracts, and we already know about how this regular season, maybe the fans won't be all in every game because we expect them to be really good anyway, and it's all about the postseason. But watch those guys and see what kind of game they have. That's what I'm excited about. That's your Surfside Cavs update brought to you by Surfside right here on 92.3 The Fan.
I was going to talk about another Browns quarterback for a second, but you have a different conversation about a totally different quarterback we've seen already. I want to hear this.
So I got a tweet that said in his first start as a rookie, Dylan Gabriel, it was nice not seeing any interceptions for a change. And I said, yeah, absolutely. You wanted to win the turnover battle, and Joe was just turning the ball over too much. And I did say, but obviously that game plan comes at a really big expense of no explosives, no stretching of the field. You're not going to screen teams to death, especially the more of this is on tape. Also, Dylan Gabriel, everything was to the left. Almost every completion was to the left yesterday. And almost every incompletion was balls thrown beyond, 10 yards. So here is the give and take in the NFL. Yes, you can limit the mistakes by playing that type of football, but you're also going to have trouble scoring points in that way too. And what did you have yesterday that you haven't had all year? You had a great running game. You had an elite running game yesterday. You had one called back that would have been a touchdown. You actually had the game-breaking speed that I questioned. Man, he got out there. He looked faster. Quinshon Judkins looked faster than everybody, certainly those linebackers for Minnesota. So you had a big advantage this week that I don't know that you're going to have every game because we knew going into the game, like, hey, this is a team you should be able to run the ball against. And they did. I think if Flacco had that running game yesterday, I think then play action could have actually worked and you could have stretched the field. He has been dealing from a point of weakness basically in every game. Remember, they only had 2 snaps with a lead going into this week. 2 snaps the whole year. It was the second worst in the NFL. I think Tennessee had 0 snaps with an offensive lead, on offense with a lead. So because of that, you just haven't had the ability to do the stuff Joe Flacco does well. And this week would have been that week. Now, again, who cares? Joe Flacco's not the future. You've got to start working out.
You brought it up.
Yeah. I'm saying that I understand that Joe Flacco had run its course. Like, I didn't kill the Browns for making the switch this week, but I think it would have been a game that Joe Flacco could have played well in because I think he would have had more time.
Well, Joe Flacco could play well in any game. So if we're going by what you're saying, there's no point of ever getting rid of Joe Flacco.
No.
He can play well in every game.
No, I'm talking about games where you have a run game and could protect the quarterback a little bit. Like, I think this would have been the week that he actually could have thrown the ball down the field and gotten those explosive plays.
You're
Remember,
missing something here.
A couple of years ago, they got all those explosive plays down the stretch, and they haven't been able to really do that.
I think you're missing something here.
Go ahead.
Would they have run the ball as much if Joe was the quarterback? It was their game. I told you how they would win 6. I thought they would win 6 games this year, and that's out the window. So sorry. But I said you win more games. There's so many games that are just handed to you in the NFL where if you can line up and run the ball with any efficiency and not turn the ball over, and they have been a better tackling team this year than what they have been in the past. I mean, it's 3 big things. Okay, you're not going to have explosive plays, so that's out of the question. Can you line up and run the football? Yeah. Can you tackle? Yeah. Okay, that's 2 out of 3. That ain't bad. That can win you a decent amount of football games at some juncture. So if you have that, then that's fine. But if they still had Joe, I think the arm is too tantalizing to the head coach that they still would have had the same type of stuff, and he still would have been out there throwing picks and turning the ball over the way it did before he got replaced.
Yeah, but remember...
So you can say, they could have won that game with Joe Flacco, but I don't think the game plan looks that way.
Yeah, well, that's fair if the coach is never going to adjust, and we just have the wrong coach.
When's the coach?
That might be the case.
Has the coach done much adjusting?
Right.
You think so?
No, I think we have the wrong coach.
You
That's
agree
what I'm
with
shaking
me. You
my
agree
head
with
about.
me. Yeah, exactly.
Well, it was the same exact game plan that they had against Cincinnati in Week 1. It was the same one. The only difference was they couldn't run the ball against Cincinnati either. They had a guy that could run the ball, so they ran the ball more this time. But when it got down to crunch time, he went back to throwing the ball. And I don't know that Joe Flacco wins that because if it's the same thing and everything still unfolds, Flacco's throwing a pick in one of those last series.
I don't know.
He's going to.
I don't know.
I've seen
because
enough of it.
His interceptions
That's
this year.
why I got loud about it last week. I was done seeing him.
First of all, we all agreed after the first game, like he had 2 interceptions in that Cincinnati game that were both not on him.
Yeah.
Last game, the interception, the first one was a miscommunication. I definitely put that on Flacco, but there are other people that do film study that like, no, it's just the receiver's not doing the right thing, and so they're off, and
I go back to the one in Baltimore where he could have ran for a first down. Instead, he threw it backside of his body and ended up getting picked.
I don't know if he can ever run for a first down.
Well, he had one there, and then he had to run harder chasing down the pick.
But the other interception last week was on Judy, 100%. I mean, he's slipping. He's not. It's just that you're going to take some chances in an NFL game and press coverage, and if you can't even do that, then you can't even run a functional offense. Period. And I just think that Flacco has been pressing when down. They wouldn't have been down yesterday. I think with that running attack, they would not have been down. They would have had the lead, and I would have felt good about actually being able to extend a lead. But with Dylan Gabriel and the offense basically in a straitjacket by the offensive coordinator, you're just not going to win a lot of games that way either. And that's with a great running game. So that's the case I'll make for Flacco.
Hey, man,
I know it's not going to be popular.
I don't think that it's not popular because I don't think we're going to actually come to an agreement on even halfway there, other than we're just going to have to agree to disagree.
So what do you think, Flacco, they're just an 0-17 team or a 1-16 team?
But I think that the reasons that have perpetuated throughout this season would have continued to perpetuate against the Minnesota Vikings. That's my issue. The issue is with the game plans, which is on the coach. The issue is with the coaching. Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is Finkel. 216-474-0092. All right, do you agree with Tone? Do you agree with him? Ken Carman, Tone Master General. And yes, Browns fans, you will have a November to remember. Ken Carman, Anthony Lyman, take us with you to work on the free Odyssey app.
923thefan.com or favorite 923 The Fan on the Odyssey app for all today's headline segments. Headline sports news every 20 minutes right here on 923 The Fan. From the University Hospital Sports Desk, I'm Jeff Thomas.
Sign up to be a part of the Fan Club. Download the free Odyssey app and follow 92.3 The Fan to get all of the best audio and best stories sent straight to your inbox. 92.3thefan.com.
Oh, we have more Browns talk. Oh, there's more. But first, Tone.
Adam Sandler is coming to Cleveland. And you can enter the code word Junior, 923thefan.com before 10 a.m. Your chance to win a pair of tickets to see Adam Sandler. You're My Best Friend Tour, Monday, October 13th.
You better not
Rocket
get off
Arena.
that truck. If you get off that truck, I'll come out there and whip your smelly goat ass.
Tickets are available at rocketarena.com. That word is Junior. It's all from Outback Presents and Sports Radio 92.3 The Fan.
You didn't like the Adam Sandler CDs?
Yeah.
Oh, man, they were great back in the day.
You button hooked me. I didn't know you was going to button. One of the best ones.
The fat bleep Garaputo. I'm going to bite him. You didn't like him?
No, it wasn't that. I don't know if I didn't love him when I was younger the way that all my buddies did.
And now the severe beating of a high school janitor. You missed out, man. There was some great stuff. You know what? No, because Owen, you're only 4 years older than me. He's 5. And so, like, sometimes I think things are funny when I'm 9 and he was like,
I mean, that was my wheelhouse. He was on SNL when I was, young, very young.
How did you not like Adam Sandler, though?
He was the character I liked the least on SNL, and I loved that SNL cast.
I mean, I don't know if I know who I like the most, but I don't know who I like the least because I thought they were all great. Man.
Well, since we're just here hanging out.
Oh, come on. Hold on.
I mean, number 1 for me was Phil Hartman, right? Number 2.
Yeah, that was kind of a crossover.
It was a crossover time. Yeah, I mean, Dana Carvey.
Crossover. So you liked a little bit earlier.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're going back in time and I'm going back to Kenny 1994, are we talking all time? Because, like, Phil Hartman is one of the all-time greats.
But what you thought at that moment.
Okay, it's number 1 is Chris Farley, number 2 is Chris Farley, number 3 is Chris Farley.
Yeah.
But
I almost said no bleep.
It was probably Chris Farley, Adam Sandler. It's probably Chris Farley, Adam Sandler, and then I got to tell you, I thought Tim Meadows was great.
Tim Meadows was great.
I
love the ladies, man. I actually liked Simon.
Yeah.
I liked Michael Myers, too.
Just quickly, dark horse, he won't make a ton of lists, but Kevin Nealon. He spoke to me.
Good.
He spoke to me with his type of gimmicks. It just spoke to me, and so that's probably why I didn't like. You couldn't find someone more opposite of Adam Sandler.
Michael McKean was on that cast. Michael McKean is brilliant.
Mm-hmm. But only a few years, right?
Yeah.
Or 1 year.
Wow. Julius Sweeney was. I'm just looking at 94. Julius Sweeney was part of that. Rob Schneider. We had Rob Schneider in studio. We had Kevin Nealon in studio. If Mitch is listening, I don't know if he is right now. If you can go get me Kevin Nealon in studio again as a make good, because that was one of the worst interviews I ever did. I felt so bad at the end of that interview. I felt that big, and I'm a fat person. It was terrible. It was my fault, not his fault. Totally my fault. I don't know what made me freak out. All right. You think that we would have won the game with Joe Flacco?
Yeah, I said because with that running game, you would have actually been able to utilize what Joe Flacco does well, and he had not had that kind of dynamite running game all season. And I'm not trying to make Joe Flacco seem like it was the biggest mistake in the world to bench him. Eventually, you're going to have to go to the rookies, and he had enough time, right? Mm-hmm. But I do think the one thing that Flacco could have done was actually, extend things a little bit. Like right now, everything's so close to the line of scrimmage with Dylan Gabriel. Well, that's not the way Joe Flacco was supposed to play ever. But when you didn't have a running game, and every time Joe Flacco touched the ball, you were losing, and defenses were pinning their ears back, and your offensive line couldn't protect, I think that you might have been able to flip the script a little bit with Flacco.
Yeah, I disagree. I think they made the right decision at the right time because of the situation that they were in. I think that they probably planned on starting Dylan later, but they were really put in a situation where they had to make that move, and they made that move. And I don't think that if they would have kept Joe Flacco in there, I mean, you're under the best circumstances possible. But this is what their offense is. And this is why I've had the problem here. I mean, when somebody brought up, is that a true thing? 19 of the last 22 games, they haven't put up over 20 points. I mean, that's abysmal. That is clearly abysmal, and that can't just be all on whatever quarterback they have. I know it's very, very easy to go after Deshaun Watson, and many of us have. I can't put that all on him. I can't put that all on him. By the way, if it is all on him, well, guess who wanted him? Okay, the head coach wanted him. So you got what you wanted. And we're dealing with it. So I can't just put it all on him. 19 of the last 22 games, that's an abomination of football, of offensive game plan. So if they would have had Joe, I have to believe, based on your history, based on your track record, that you wouldn't have ran Quinshon Judkins 23 times. You wouldn't have done that. And again, that's another thing, by the way, because everybody's making this comparison with Nick. You can't help it. What did we say? And now Nick had a higher usage rate than any of us realize. I know that. But how many Sundays or Mondays did we come in after a Browns loss going, why weren't they running Nick Chubb in X, Y, or Z? Why weren't they doing this or that with Nick Chubb? And so this is what tells me that he was being a little bit more desperate. Is that I keep bringing up, I'm harping on you about 3rd and 11. But you're running the football way more than you really want to, where you've even said it during breaks on the air. Now, off the air, I don't know if I want to bring it up on the air, but you're going to say, man, it's going to be terrible. Quinshon Judkins is going to be great. We're going to waste him because we're not going to win these football games. So now you feel a reek of desperation. And I go back to, what have you done to protect that defense? Because you're a head coach. You have to manage the game. It's not just calling plays and trying to rack up yards. So, no, he is not done right. And he didn't do right on Sunday, and I have to put the blame at Kevin's feet. 216-474-0092. So I would not believe that if Joe Flacco were out there, we'd be having a victory Monday. I think the game plan would have been much more throwing, which means much more picks. I think that they probably still wouldn't have put up 20 points. I think we'd be even madder that he didn't make the change. That now he's just being stubborn Kevin instead of being able to make that change. Now you've made it. This is the bed you'll lay in. And the thing I'll say about Dylan Gabriel is that he was passable. Didn't set the world on fire, but didn't go out and embarrass himself either, so he was perfectly fine. Didn't give me any reason to think that he's going to ever be a franchise quarterback for this team and nothing more than another name on this jersey. But we'll find out. But didn't do anything that made me hate him either. Seems like a fine young man. 216-474-0092. Before I go to the phone,
just to correct your stat, it's 19 of 23. And technically, if you want to go back, the playoff game would make it 24, and the throwaway game against the Bengals at the end of the year of 2023 would make it 19 of 25.
Man. Holy wah.
Those are the numbers of a coach that absolutely gets fired.
Actually, let me take that back. Only 3 times have they, so it'd be 22 of 25.
Yeah, it would be one thing if he were a defensive coach. But because he's an offensive coach and because the investment in him and his staff is supposed to be that, hey, you get a strategic advantage with this, that's gone now. And I know he hasn't had Patrick Mahomes. He hasn't had Josh Allen. He did have Baker and had Baker playing really well, but now Baker's playing at a totally another level. So he doesn't even get that credit anymore because Baker's playing the best football of his career, and it's
he's playing with a defensive head coach.
With a defensive head coach.
Was that close to being fired at the end
So
of
it almost becomes a mark against him, and then it's also, as much as we have totally given an accurate reporting of what happened during the Baker years, not this
here we go
fly-by-night thing, but their inability to kind of help evolve Baker. Like, they're not going to get credit now for Baker's success anywhere else. Like, why couldn't you guys work together? Some of it is going to be on you. Some of it's going to be on Baker. But now as Baker plays better, it's like, more of it's on you. That's how the history books will be written. So you're running out. There's only so often you can trot out 2-time coach of the year, which I think was earned.
That was okay, but that was gone last year.
I know. But I heard someone say, if you ever bring up 2-time coach of the year, I'm not going to listen to you. You lose your football credibility. No, I mean that was earned. The 2-time coach of the year was earned. It wasn't like he magically got it and he did nothing to earn it.
And since he earned it, 22 of the 25 games he has not put up 20 points.
And so that's new information. So when you're equipped with new information, like eventually Bill Belichick, the Super Bowl rings didn't mean anything. Eventually, it's what are you doing with this team right now? And that's where we're at with Kevin Stefanski, who did not win a Super Bowl.
Are we giving away Adam Sandler's tickets for the rest of the
I believe
week?
so.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to have to watch my references because my Twitter is nothing but Adam Sandler references now.
Well, don't do it then.
They got Dylan Gabriel, and the offense was slithering this way and that. All right, we got to go to the phones. Chuck in Cleveland, you're first up on the fan. Hello.
Hey, how we doing, man?
Hi, Chuck. We're doing okay.
Just waiting to get out of Browns prison is crazy, right? All right, it's two things I want to say.
Oh, my gosh, we have a Browns prison reference. That's right.
One of the things I want to say is it's no way. Listen, a dead clock strikes. A dead clock is right twice a day. There go your two-time coach of the year, okay? This guy's trash. I want to say Kevin Stefanski mismanages the clock. What makes a guy like Mike Tomlin so good, he knows how to pick on defensive weaknesses. When did we ever see our coach doing that? He's never picking on guys. Every good team, every good defense has a weakness. We got the number one defense, and we got a weakness. What is it? Be too aggressive. A good coach uses that against us yesterday, always. Okay?
Yeah.
Second, I just want to say the mismanagement of the clock is crazy. He's never been good at that. 3 for 15 on third down. That's our quarterback. So, it's a lot of things working against us. I don't think it's going to get better anytime soon.
No, it probably won't. Chuck, thank you very much for the call. Because what I saw, again, I pray I'm wrong. Because, I have an even worse feeling about the future here. This is why I'm so down about him right now. Like, I did. I thought yesterday when that game first ended, I was like, at least Dylan Gabriel was fine. And I'm going, well, he's just fine. That's it. And then I compounded with what I saw on Saturday and what I've seen the previous Saturdays. There's no guy who wants to take the mantle and be number 1 or number 2 overall. There's no guy. There's no guy out there. There's an argument now against every single one of them. The guys that we wanted to prop up haven't taken the mantle. Lenore Sellers can't stay healthy. Arch Manning, I don't know what he's doing with his arm anymore, and that was just a terrible performance against Florida. Nobody coaches with their back against the wall better than Billy Napier. Billy Napier might end up being the best Browns coach that they could ever get because his back would always be on the firing line, and then you would always get a good performance out of him for crying out loud. And this might be the perfect spot for a guy like that. But either way, Arch Manning's a no. Lenore Sellers can't stay healthy. Fernando Mendoza, hey, I know he had a whole bunch of touchdowns against Illinois. They had 5 defensive backs out, but hey, he's 6'5". I like that guy. I mean, here I am again because I'm trying to find something to be excited about for the future and not waste the fans' time and waste the players that we like's time. Because you brought it up with Quinshon Judkins, Tone. You said it. We're going to waste this year. He's going to have a whole bunch of carries. It's just more mileage on the car. And what are we going to do with it? Not much. And if I don't have an answer from what I'm seeing on Saturdays, it's still more of the same. So what are we going to do? We'll just go out there, we'll draft best player available, and then we'll sit here next October going, oh, you don't have the quarterback. And what happens when you don't have the quarterback? This is what happens when you lose football.
You're not taken seriously. You're just not.
So before it was, hey, let's throw our lot in, find the QB. Okay, well, I don't know if it works that way anymore. So now I have to put everything I can on scouting. Well, how much do the fans trust the scouting right now? Recently, hey, these look like good rookies. They do look like good rookies. So now I have to start going back and going in a circle of what I've been saying. Because who wants to go out and take a quarterback when now you've had to let go of a general manager and a front office in January getting ready for a draft in April? It's insane. Don't you see it? I'm going to drive myself nuts. It's October 6th. Can we go to 18? Thank you. Thank you, Owen. I appreciate you. Ken and Westlake, hello.
Last one this week.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Ken.
I understand that Stefanski is one coach of the year twice, but I have a question for you. Have you ever thought that we've had a coaching advantage because we've had him on the sidelines?
I thought we did
a couple times.
I thought
Zach Taylor.
Yes. No, I'll say when we had that power running game going and we were doing all the stuff that it was like, oh, this is Kubiak-esque. Like I did, but that's years ago now. I mean, that's.
I'll tell you right
gone.
now, Ken. So I think he's staying for the rest of the year. I'm going to do a power ranking for Ken and Westlake right off the rip. Here we go. You ready, Ken? This is the guys. These are the guys in order who I think that we have the coaching advantage over on the rest of the schedule. Number 1, Mike McDaniel. Dolphins are coming to town on October 19th. Number 2, Brian Callahan. Tennessee Titans coming to town on December 7th. Number 3, Cincinnati Bengals. That's Zach Taylor. That's at the end of the year in Cincinnati. Boom. There you go, Ken. That's 3.
Yeah, there's a lot of lousy NFL coaches.
Yeah. Well, no, and if I want to be nasty about it, and Ken, thank you very much for the call, because I don't disagree totally with your point. I mean, he got the award twice for what?
Yeah,
because of the Browns' history.
Yeah,
so
but 2020,
that's what you get the award
2020
for.
wasn't that the year like, oh, okay, we've got COVID situation,
Yes, the adversity that he had to go through. He was a rookie coach,
and then all right, Chubb's out this week, and now it's Dearness Hunter. All right, over 100 yards. Like I did think we had a coaching advantage that year.
Who's a middle of the road team?
They also, you brought up the power running game real quick, Ken. 31 games between 100-yard rushers.
Yeah. It's all gone.
Yesterday.
It's all gone.
Yeah.
All the advantages we thought we had with Kevin
21 games
are
31.
gone.
31 games.
And all right, we're going to be a smarter team, but have they looked smarter? The only thing I'll give them is against Green Bay at the end of the game, they got lined up quickly, and they did get kudos around the NFL for that. That's one thing, and they're 1-4.
And they
Who
all
cares?
said that they have practiced that how many times?
Now the question is, are they practicing that too much and not throwing the ball further than 15 yards down the
middle
field?
58 minutes.
It's only October. Guys, I know this sounds weird. Get your Christmas decorations ready now, because there's going to be a Sunday next month. You're going to want to watch this football team. Ken Carman, Anthony Lima, I will tell you why in 5 on the Fan. Window Nation.
highlights.
Just open up your favorite podcast app, search our names, and hit the follow button to get every minute of the show.
Your way and on your time.
Whenever you need to talk about the Browns, we got you covered. We are Sports Radio 92.3 The Fan.
3rd and 13 from their own 34th. Gabriel has it up in the pocket. He is cutting over the middle, and Judy goes low, and he hauls it in. There's a catch for a wide receiver. The Vikings say he didn't get it. Red challenge flag thrown by Kevin O'Connell, and they blow this dead. Jerry Judy clearly dropped it.
The play on the overturn catch, you feel like you caught that? I mean,
What's the name?
I
guess I didn't. They overturned it.
You guys want to take your bets? We allowed to do that on this show? Now, hey, none of us ask questions.
As long as we don't bet each other.
None of us ask money. None of us ask. Let's just start a pool. Let's start a pool. All right. I'm going to take. They play at Pittsburgh next week. You know what? I'm going to take next Sunday afternoon.
Ooh.
Jerry Judy meltdown. Jerry Judy meltdown time. You guys want to do a pool? He wasn't happy. He's not happy. I don't think he's going to be happy because
this offense is not going to make him happy.
Well, if you're a defense, like it feels like Harold Fannin off to a nice start. David Njoku showing up. That was nice. That was a nice day yesterday for him. I know it was a loss, but still. And then you got, do you take anybody really seriously other than Jerry Judy in the wide receiver room? No offense to Jamari Thrash. Nice young man, but no.
At this point, I take Larva Dan more seriously.
Okay. So let me just throw this out there before we get back to the phones. I want to go around the room. And Mitch can jump in, too, if he wants to. We're feeling good today.
Congratulations.
Well, not good, but, we're feeling open now, wide open. It's a wide open show. There are 4 members of it. Let's do it.
Goes pass to the left side, incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
I went like this. He goes, hey, Dad. I threw up my finger like, shh, shut up. Audio courtesy of the Walsh Jesuit Warriors football program and my phone. Mitch sounded great. He did. He sounded wonderful. Mitch, you're making fun of me now. No, you sounded good, man. All right, I'm going to take Sunday after the Steelers game, Jerry Judy meltdown. What do you guys got? You can pick any date on the calendar. I wouldn't pick a Tuesday. I think that's a bad day for things. But any day on the calendar, what do you got? Go ahead. I'm going to go with the earliest one. I'll set the tone right here, Tone.
Well, it's also Pittsburgh on the road. And normally the question, this is different from the standard question we have at the end of a season that ends in Pittsburgh, which is, will Jimmy Haslam be doing an interview in front of a wall, and will the coach be fired?
Well, see, I don't...
That's normally what we're talking about that time of year.
Oh, gosh. The end of the season, Kevin Bacon and Animal House press conference against a wall. Barren cinder blocks in Pittsburgh. This is the difference here. Now, Jerry isn't a Browns fan, obviously. He plays for the Browns. I think he wants to do well. He wants the Browns to win. Because I say, guys, there's no worse feeling. Steelers fans love it when I admit this. There's no worse feeling when they're losing and that place is rocking and they got the sticks playing and there's just nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. And it's going to happen again. Here it comes again, and you just got to deal with it and swallow it and move on. The day they lost to Duck Hodges out there, I mean, did they lose out there or did they lose here to Duck Hodges?
It was there.
Okay, I thought so.
Because it was Mason Rudolph the game before.
Yeah, exactly.
And, Myles Garrett helped him take off his helmet.
Yeah, and they lost to Duck Hodges. We were upset at the guy who's doing really good in Tampa Bay. Anyway, we're bringing up memories here. There's nothing worse than that. If they're going to win that game, Pittsburgh is, well, they're going to start with Jerry Judy, and they'll take him away, and then they'll try to get – their defense isn't as good as ours. They'll try to take away Dylan Gabriel's weapon, number one weapon. Jerry's going to be frustrated because if you're getting 2 catches for 15 yards, that's going to be frustrating. Jerry has kind of shown a little bit of anger here recently. I'm going to take Sunday afternoon. I don't know. I'm just going to take it. What do you got, Tone? What day do you pick?
It's going to be after the game.
Oh, so you're going to take the same day? We can take the same day. Mitch, what do you got?
I'm going to take the game 3 weeks from now against Miami, but on the caveat that the Browns somehow lose that game.
Well, wait a minute. No, you got to pick it. That's the way it works. It's not 3 weeks from now. It's next week.
So I'll say the Miami game.
Okay, and 2 weeks at home against Miami with the caveat that they have to lose. Just stop hedging and go. All right, what do you got, Owen?
Yeah, it's probably Miami, and it's probably by the time that Dylan Gabriel's figured out that he's not a reliable weapon for him anymore, and so he's not going to him, and they probably lose a game they shouldn't lose, and he gets asked about his contribution to the offense, and he's had enough.
If they lose to Miami, I don't know if I see another win on this schedule. And you got, by the way, I know we talk about the gauntlet of a schedule. Just to play the schedule game real quick, Jets, garbage. Raiders, garbage. Titans, garbage. Bears? Huh? There's some garbage on that schedule.
I'd love to tell me one.
I don't see a win. I know what we are.
I don't see a win because I don't see them scoring at least 20 points in a game. And I know they got one this year, and it took miracles for them to win that game. I don't know how you can look at the schedule at all and say, oh, they're a better complete team between players and coaches and the roster.
Let me tell you this. Coming up on November 9th, you have the bye week in week 9. November 9th at the New York Jets. Then you got Baltimore. Then you're on the road against the Las Vegas Raiders on the 23rd. And then I think after Thanksgiving, San Francisco at home. Guys, get the Christmas decorations out now. I know it's Halloween season. You say, Ken, that's crazy. Stop forcing holidays. No. You get it out now. Because I'm telling you right now, you will have a November here, and I think it's probably going to be November 9th against the New York Jets is maybe when they roll out Shedeur. If we're picking dates on the calendar, because according to Ian Rappaport, and this might still be too soon, I'll grant you that. By all accounts, Shedeur Sanders has continued to improve behind the scenes. After each practice, there is extra work for Sanders, and some of the reserves and his development happens every day, one source said. While he's had a long way to go upon arriving as a fifth-round draft pick from Colorado, Sanders has worked and learned. Later on, it says, the expectation is that Sanders will play at some point this season when he's ready. When he does play, it would be with a full week of practice and a game plan built for him. If the season continues to go, do you believe we will get a better version of Dylan Gabriel at some point over the next month?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
How much better?
Yeah,
you really do? I think we'll probably see the same.
He's going to have Do you think there are bad quarterbacks all the time that have a great game?
I don't think yesterday was?
No, but I'm saying he's better than a bad quarterback.
But did you think yesterday was his peak of confidence, or do you think he'll grow more confident as the season goes on? Until the point that it all comes crashing down.
I think it's probably the same until it all comes crashing down.
Because I do think he's got some more confidence to go just on where he puts the ball when he's throwing it.
Well, Jake Browning before a few weeks ago was over 500 as a starting quarterback. You can have good games
I understand
and be a bad quarterback.
But I'm talking about Dylan. I ain't talking about no Jake Browning. I'm talking about Dylan. Do you believe Dylan will be that much better to where it's like, hey, you can't replace him, no chance?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, not that much.
So then do you agree that November would probably be the month? Of course, then you got a whole nother month of the season after that, so you might want to make sure you do it. So I might be premature in saying November is when he's going to play. That's fine. It still rhymes with December. December to remember. I don't think it's going to be at Cincinnati. I think it's...
So that's when
he's going to get a handful of games here, I think.
So that's when it's Watson's turn to come on in.
No, I'm talking about Shedeur Sanders.
Oh no, I think Watson was probably going to see the field. I think Bailey Zappi was going to see the field before. You missed that last week. I said Bailey Zappi sees the field before Shedeur Sanders.
You guys talked about that last week.
Oh yeah.
Well, this cycle will bring up anything again.
Were you that hard up to get through the shows with those guys?
No, I mean I'm just
think it was a natural flow of the week.
You don't believe that?
Yeah, it totally was.
You don't believe that?
I don't think they trust Shedeur Sanders at all to do anything. That's why
I just read what Ian Rappaport just wrote.
That's why they're giving him all these extended snap counts at the end of practice, like a make-a-wish situation.
They're not giving the other guys.
Hey, if you want to pretend to be a Cleveland Browns quarterback for about 20 minutes after practice, it's probably like 5 minutes. So okay, now we can go back to the reporters.
Hold on.
Ian Rappaport, Tom Pelissaro, Albert Breer. Hey,
they're
we got
not
some
giving
work
the other guys any extra work.
We're trying. Look, we're bridging the gap.
They're not giving the other guys any extra work.
They don't even think he can play quarterback in the NFL.
The other two guys you mentioned, they're not giving any extra work. They're giving him extra work.
Bailey Zappi's been doing more scout team than Shedeur.
You think we're going to see Bailey Zappi and Deshaun Watson before we see Shedeur Sanders?
I think the likelihood.
You're a bona fide moron then.
Because they know what's going to happen.
No way.
They know what's going to happen when Shedeur gets in. It's going to be Shedeur running backwards 30 yards, fumbling the ball, and humiliating the Browns. That's what they know is going to happen.
They're going to get an offense ready for him.
I saw in the preseason game. Why wouldn't I see the regular season game?
No. No, the only reason it wouldn't happen, and you'd be right, is if we can't get this KT Levinston situation. We're got to find a different name for this guy because again, it's a creative player. I never heard of him before in my life before this, and I pay attention to offensive line.
You think the offensive line is going to get better by December than it is now?
It's hard to get worse at the left tackle position.
I'll show you worse.
It's hard to get worse.
I'll show you worse.
But
they've already been through 10 guys.
You guys can't. You can't put number 4 out there before number 12. You can't do it.
Do you believe that the starting left tackle in December is on this current roster? Because I don't.
Stop laughing. It's not funny.
I don't think he's on the roster right now.
Joe Thomas has a better shot of getting back into his football shape and eating all the Wagyu beef from his farm in Wisconsin and gaining 75 pounds back. He has a better shot of that.
This is what you guys talked about last week. I hate you for that. That's terrible.
Did you put his Wagyu on the grill yet?
No. Not yet. I was in Florida.
Okay.
Can't fly with the Wagyu. I mean, I guess you could, but I'd have to claim it and all that other stuff.
No.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm flying in the States. I still got to claim that.
Yeah, I think into Florida, yeah.
Well, that.
What about out of Florida?
You just got
that type of meat.
Wagyu. What's market price?
They're not putting him back out there.
Smuggle the Wagyu.
Do you hear these fans? We had more people at 6 o'clock who wanted to tell us about their trip to London than anything to do with the Browns.
I would like to hear about that from the fans.
You think they're going to put him out there before they're going to put Deshaun Watson back out there before they put out Shedeur Sanders? So even if you hate the guy, you're curious. Don't even give me that. Don't even give me that. Even if you hate the guy, you're curious. You want to see. You want to win an argument. It's a sick way to go about things, but hey, what the hell? They're just a pro football team, right? Hell, I do that with other football teams. I want to go out there and see a guy just to prove people wrong. So you may feel the same way. I think that hopefully there's something with him because we can save ourselves because I don't see what's going on with the college football stuff right now, but it ain't going too very well. So maybe something can work out with him. Probably won't, but at least it would give us a little bit more hope than, hey, Dylan Gabriel, he was passable. Passable? Well, that's going to get you hot in the shorts. Passable? Well, those are nice Mondays. Hey, our quarterback was passable. All right. That's what we said everything. Put that on the billboard. Passable. No, you're going to see Shedeur Sanders, and you're going to see him before Bailey Zappi, or you're going to see him before Deshaun Watson. Oh, God, you better. Ken Carman, Anthony Lima on the Fan. KC Roofing.
877-568-12.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
You can listen to The Fan anytime, anywhere on the free Odyssey app and by telling your smart speaker to play 92.3 The Fan. Now you can find 92.3 The Fan on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch all the best content from your favorite shows on The Fan each and every weekday.
Goes pass to the left side, incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
He sounded good. It's no Jeff Shreve, but who is? No,
That's true.
Sounded good.
Who
It
was
sounded
there
good.
yesterday?
Yeah, he was.
They had all of that. Mitch wasn't the only one auditioning for a new role, maybe.
Folks, we are moments away from one of the biggest races in Northeast Ohio. It is the Healthy Kids Running Series in beautiful Bay Village, Ohio. What an awesome Sunday to have so many kids of all ages coming out and giving it their all. We'll see you at the finish line.
When was that?
Yesterday at the Healthy Kids Running
Sarah
Series.
goes, make a video right now. I go, I have nothing to say. She goes, no, just make one.
For who?
For her. She put it on her story.
Oh, God.
You aren't locked into the Healthy Kids Running Series in Bay Village,
listen,
Ohio?
I already MC the Cleveland Marathon. I'm for hire. I'm doing Columbus Day next Monday.
Wow.
Kenny, Columbus Day, you in?
I know. I'm coming.
We got
Yeah,
parking
I know.
spots.
That's the important thing. As
We
long
got
as they got
parking
us our parking
spots.
spots. I got to make sure I have ones to use the bathroom.
Oh, yeah.
You got to give a little
Well,
something
that's
back
why
to the
Columbus came to the New World. He was looking for a parking spot.
Yeah.
If you want, hey, I'll tell you right now. If you've ever wanted to see us in our element, Little Italy, next Monday, noon. Get there.
Just got to know when to get out, though. Got to know when to get out.
Hey,
'cause
paisanos! I will Houdini.
I overstay my welcome very quickly. That was a lonely existence a few years ago. I go, I'll never do this
I'll
again.
be there for one man only.
See, that's Benny Romance.
It is Benny
He's not there. Bobby Leach is
Bobby
there
Leach,
for
yeah.
Columbus Day.
The DJ, the world famous
yes.
DJ.
Oh, yeah. He's great. He sings the Italian songs right outside on the sidewalk. It's awesome.
It's a day to remember.
Yeah.
I'm over there just on a random Tuesday at UH, and I go looking for Benny Romance. So
You should.
I'll always look for him.
You should.
Kenny,
Yeah,
next
you're always
Monday.
looking for romance.
Ooh, next Monday, 68 and sunny.
Nice.
Anything to get us out of this.
I got to disagree with Zach, and I'm going to probably bring this up tomorrow. The headline is, while Dylan Gabriel provided hope, Browns lost to Vikings felt all too familiar. I go, did Dylan give you hope? Did he inspire hope? While Dylan Gabriel provided hope, I go, hope is a strong word. I don't think he provided any hope. Hope for what? He was competent. Like, it's going to sound like I'm beating him up. He was competent.
Yeah,
that's what he was.
Composed.
It was a composed, competent thing, but it wasn't something like hey, let's call it what it is. I know you're going to hate this. When he came in on that Thursday night, you know who, against the Jets, like that was a pretty wild scenario.
That was something else, yeah.
That was hope.
That wasn't
that
this.
provided hope.
Yeah,
This
that wasn't
was-
this.
This was, hey, all right, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this might be a first on this show. In nearly a decade, Jeff Phelps has joined us in studio because he's got a hot take to tease. You don't give it away now.
Good morning, boys.
He had sworn off coming over. You know, our
you
old
guys,
boss
you're
said,
loud. You guys are loud.
We are
Our
so
old
loud. He hates
boss
us.
said, guys, get in there. Crosstalk. Let's go. And Baskin and Phelps said, no, we saved the good stuff for our show. We're not going to give it away.
Good stuff?
I don't blame
Nice.
you guys. I don't blame you guys.
Didn't know we had some.
You have a very strong take over there to tease.
You think I do?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think you do. I think you really do. Do you know something I don't know?
No, I don't know anything in particular on this. What I do know is what happens in sports, and you guys know it too. You don't go 10 games scoring 17 or fewer points and things just keep going status quo, do they?
No.
I mean,
Not necessarily.
I wouldn't be surprised
Don't say it.
if stuff happens. So we'll see.
I'm sorry, Jeff. I'm so
Reckless
used to seeing different
speculation.
people.
Do I think anything should? No, I don't really. And there are a lot of reasons why. But we know how pro sports goes. I mean, come on, man.
What do you know?
This isn't good. I know what happens in pro sports. So do you. So does Anthony.
It's getting harder to defend. And in fact, can I say it's impossible to defend now?
You can't defend
There's
it.
no defense anymore.
Yeah.
3 o'clock today is their.
By the way, nice tan.
Media
You look
availability.
good.
This all happened yesterday at the Woolly Bear.
Really?
I was fine in Florida, and it was 89 degrees, and because where the trucks sit, I sat down. I thought we were leaving. I sat there for like 30 minutes just baking in the sun.
Ugh.
Sweated the ass out of my jeans.
Welcome back. We missed you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I cannot wait.
So stay tuned
for 10:01.
This is amazing.
I cannot wait.
You have to start. You just have to start it with that, and
Stay
just
tuned.
say it right there at the beginning.
All right. Stay tuned. Good to see you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am looking forward to Basket and Phelps coming up at 10:01. Right after Jeff's update, I cannot wait. This is strong stuff. He knows something.
Get the cameras up and running.
There's someone somewhere said something to him. He don't just say those things.
Speaking of cameras, afternoon show, they go live on YouTube
We got
today.
something going on that one, don't we? Yeah, we do, Tone. Yeah.
Is Peterling going to wear the Shador jersey and call for a benching?
If you're on hold, stay there. I'm sure they'll get to you. I promise you. I got to ask that hope question tomorrow.
That's it.
You're not booing.
Try to have a good day. Go Cavs. Hey, sounds good.
Where's your entourage now?
Cool, I got on the last show.
Loser town, loser fans, and you guys are a loser show.
Goes pass to the left side, incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 4.
This is Boomer Esiason with an Odyssey Sportsman Head. Today's birthday shout-out goes to Hall of Famer Richard Seymour. Last year, the 46